we get all of this up and running, we will get ourselves going on today's episode.
Hooray!
Might need
There
to
we
do
go.
that again if
Anyway,
we've
that's
got the map,
better.
but we'll get to that.
A couple of things, quick announcements that I wanted to go through. First of all, welcome to everybody who joins us regularly. We'd love to see you all here. And welcome to people who are viewing us for the first time. It's fantastic to have you around to see the craziness that happens in the Wild Beyond Witchlight. Couple of housekeeping things. The first is I am a fairly new DM, so please be warned that I make mistakes. And we also play with the rule of cool, which means that sometimes we bend the rules and do things that are not strictly in line with, I guess, with the official rules of D&D, but we do so to make it more fun for us and for you. So please don't yell at me. And the other thing that I wanted to say was I would like to give a big shout out because it is International Women's Day. And so I would like to just collectively give a shout out and give a nod to all the phenomenal women that are in our lives and that have shaped our lives. So I just thought I would take the chance to do that because I know there have been some amazing women in my life that I would certainly not be the same person without. So, speaking of wonderful women, let's start our introductions for tonight with Charlie.
Cool. Hi, I'm Charlie. I use she, her pronouns. I am an illustrator. I play Mona, who is mum energy, warrior strength. And I'm very excited about this evening. It's going to be awesome.
Mona, the original warrior mum.
Let's go on to Theo.
Hello, I'm Theo. I use they, them pronouns. I'm also an illustrator. And tonight I will be playing Asta, the slightly chaotic Fearball Druid.
I mean, he's lovely, really. Yeah, he's just a little chaotic. And Chris.
Hi, Chris has just figured out the reason that the rest of his cast couldn't hear him is because he hadn't put himself back into the green room.
I was going to mention, but I thought I'd leave it for a minute.
Hi, it's been one of those days. Hi, my name is Chris, Chris Mepham. I am an illustrator, a geek, a general DM and TTRPG nerd. You generally find me bobbing around the internet talking about geeky things and bigging up other people in this space. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Nerogwyn, a cat, an actual cat, also he, him.
Fabulous. Thank you very much. And for those of you that don't know, my name is Wayne. I will be your DM tonight and playing a number of characters who you may or may not figure out are all played by the same person because my accents are world-renowned. Some of that may be a lie. But nonetheless, let's do a little bit of a recap from last week's episode because it's been a while. So in our last episode, our well-oiled and highly efficient trio, through some deception, some persuasion, and quite a lot of pure luck, managed to get Mr. Witch and Mr. Light to reveal the hidden Fey crossing within the Witchlight Carnival. And our friends travelled through the looking glass, quite literally, into the unknown of the realm of Fey. Much to their dismay, they discovered that the destination of Hither, where they landed, was less sort of rainbows and fairies and a little more swamp and leeches. Making their way down from an enormous stone causeway, they found themselves very quickly came face to face with a troop of hair-and-gone brigands who were seemingly set on robbing them of precious memories or giving them a beating. His hackles well and truly raised at the threat to his companions, Nerogwyn surprised everyone, including, I suspect, himself, by blasting one of the Herringgon's brigands so thoroughly with a single spell that she fell dead into the muddy swamp, and her remains instantly began decomposing as her compatriots fled for their lives, leaving everyone a little stunned. Our friends then pressed on, using a raft that they found to traverse the rising waters of the swamp, until it seemed the waters then strangely started to subside, and once again they were forced to continue on very muddy feet. Um, Having seen what appeared to be a hot air balloon in distress when they were on the causeway, they set out in the direction that they thought it had landed. They soon found it hanging from the top of a slanted and very pointy tower, where they helped the only survivor of the crash get to the soggy ground, avoiding the giant constrictor snakes, which was fortunate. And so they were joined by Sir Talavar, a violet fairy dragon, who is currently terribly embarrassed to be trapped in a silver cage, having been put there by someone you have heard mentioned before. Bavlorna Blightstraw. And so we rejoin our friends as they are setting out, carrying Sir Talavar in his cage, to find a goblin who he says has the key to his cage. And that is where we will pick up. So you find yourselves trundling through the mud again. And by now you know it's hard going. You know that you're slowed and you're struggling through the mud. And you have with you Sir Talavar in his silver cage. Who is carrying Sir Talavar?
I think I was.
Cool. So Aster carrying Sir Talavar in his little silver cage. And as you set out, he seems to be in fairly good spirits. And as you're walking along, he sort of just looks up at Aster, who has been eaten by a cat.
We have
It
cat
wasn't
chaos.
me.
I was gonna
Not
say,
this
Nerrigan.
time.
Nerrigan, what are you doing?
Nerrigan.
And so Talabar kind of glances around and says, so I say, what exactly are you chaps doing here anyway? I know you said you were here to investigate something. What was it? I wasn't sure what you said.
Well, we're here on a quest. We're looking for someone. Zabilna. Do you know him?
Oh yes, of course. Oh well, jolly good luck that we're kind of on the same quest. Well, I was on the same quest. I came to look for Zabilna, to talk to her, because as I mentioned, I am in the service of the Great Titania. But I soon discovered what had happened here in Hither, and so I must go back. And unfortunately, I was spotted, and that hideous old hag Bavlorna managed to trap me. So yes, I seem to be on a very similar quest, but I'm now trying to get back to Titania to tell her what's happened. It's really quite distressing. I mean, look at this place, absolutely hideous now.
So what you say? You say you're trying to get back to tell her what happened. So what exactly did happen?
Oh, so you don't know what's happened?
Oh no, we just got here. We've only been here
We
5
are
minutes, really.
first-time guests.
So why? So wait. So why have you come looking for Zvilna if you didn't even know what's happened?
Oh, several people are looking for her, and we decided, as we were asked, to look into the matter because we were available. We have personal things to gain from it. So
Right. Well,
a chord was struck, and a mission was foisted upon us.
Well, I can indeed tell you what's happened to Zabilna. It's bloody awful, I tell you that. It's really quite distressing. I'm not sure if I mentioned. So, Bavlorna, who that horrible old creature that put me in this cage, her and her two sisters, who they loathe each other. They may be sisters, but they loathe each other. I mean, there's a lot of family issues going on there. A lot of mistrust, I must say. A lot of mistrust. Not healthy. Not healthy at all. Anyway, they despise each other. But they formed a bit of an alliance, and they call themselves the Hourglass Coven. It's all very dramatic and creepy, but yeah, they're just really not very pleasant. Anyway, they appear to have trapped Zabilna inside her palace. They've frozen time. Her entire palace is frozen in time. It's really terrible. In my investigations, I found they used a very powerful artifact, and they've frozen the entire palace. Sibyl is trapped, and it seems they have taken control over Prismia. They've only gone and split the whole damn place up. Each of them now rules part of it. I mean, it will used to be a magnificent place. Now look at it. I mean, hideous Pavlona. Look what she's done to this place. I mean, suits her.
What?
She's also brown and green and sticky. Quite frankly, disgusting.
What did this place look like before?
Oh, it was really quite beautiful. I mean, the whole of Prismia was really quite beautiful. I mean, it is part of the Feywild, but Pavlona has, well, she's done this. The wells have overflowed, and now there's just all this muck everywhere, and it's really quite disgusting. The whole place is it's just not civilized, quite frankly. Anyway, so I went to see what was going on, and Pavlona caught me sneaking around where her hideous, spooky cottage is, and they imprisoned me, so that didn't go terribly well.
Oh dear.
Mud getting in my fur is horrible. So we probably the best thing we can do for you is help you get to this Titania. Did you say?
Oh, well, yes, once I get out the cage, I can get back to Titania. What you don't know the great Queen Titania?
No, not a lot of Fae where we come from.
Oh, I say. Well, that's rather disappointing. But she's quite magnificent. Yes, so I must get back and inform her what has happened here, because, I mean, I came to talk about an alliance with Sibylna, and now we're faced with these three old hags, quite literally. So, yes, I must get back to Titania, but I need to get out the cage, and, well, and he uses his hands and gestures as if to cast a spell, and there is like the faintest glow of a spark that then just goes and drops.
What was that?
That was them stopping me doing my magic from inside the cage. It was damn annoying.
Okay, good. I thought we were supposed to be impressed. Thank goodness for that.
Well, no, I mean, it is normally quite impressive. In fact, it's very impressive. I do some remarkable things. But
I have no doubt.
yes, but it's not. It doesn't happen often. This to me, it's because of the cage. Obviously, it's not that I can't. It's just that
Performance issues happen to the best of us. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
beg your pardon. It's nothing to do with performance. I am in a magic cage.
Shall we close our eyes and then you do?
Yeah, maybe if I'm not looking at you, that'll be easier.
I turn around.
Nerrigan just sits and stares.
Well, I never.
You get used to them. They're very strange.
Not rude, I think. Anyway, yes. So what do you plan to do now that you know what's going on? What do you?
You asked us to go and fetch a key, did you not?
Well, no, I know that, but I mean, with the whole Sibylna thing, what I mean.
Are we supposed to know? Is that what we're supposed to do? Know what to do? Oh dear.
I mean, nobody gave us any information as to what we could do to release this person.
Well, I don't know about how to release her. I mean, the artifact I know they have. Something. What was it called now?
Technically.
Wait, it's going to be. Oh, yes, that's right. It's called Igwil's Cauldron. Yes, that was it.
Igwil's?
Igwil. Yes, Iggwilv. Igwil.
Yes, I know.
Shall we work on the basis that we don't know, and you can explain it to us as you come up with it, and we'll stop you if we do actually know it.
Right. Well, it's an artifact. I don't know very much more about that, but apparently the Hourglass Coven have used it to trap Sibylna inside her palace, which is itself trapped in time. It's yes.
Where is the cauldron? Is that in the palace?
Oh, well, I don't know. I would imagine it is, yes.
Oh, okay.
I would imagine it's somewhere in the palace, yes. But yes, that's about all. Well, that's all I know. I was then trying to get back to report back when I was caught. I'm afraid. Yes.
That's all very helpful, though. We were going on exactly nothing before, so at least
Oh
we
well,
have something now.
I'm very glad to be of help. I do try and be helpful. I mean, this is rather an important quest. Yes, just watch out for Bavlorna's little minions. They're really ugh.
They
Little
wouldn't
minions.
be hair folk, would they?
Oh no, those are the brigands that run around the place. I don't know who they work for. They're just a little troublemakers, quite frankly. No, Bavlorna's minions are well, they look like little versions of her. They're really quite hideous.
Oh, are
You
there
said
lots of them?
brown and green and sticky.
But yes, they always look like little frogs. But like her, they're just little. She's really quite hideous. Makes my skin crawl.
Oh dear.
Right. So about this key, then, where can we find this key? Do you know where?
Well,
Yes, I think we are walking, but I don't know if we're going in the right direction.
Oh no, we are. We're going in the right direction at the
Okay.
moment.
At
Yes.
some point, we are going to have to rest because we have been at this for over, well, the best part of a day.
Oh well.
Yes, that is true.
Well, I would. Oh well, I don't know where you would rest, to be honest. But I mean, we're heading towards where the goblin is that apparently has the key to my cage. Although I suspect it was less intentional, and well, they seem to just be kind of gathering keys, and mine
Oh,
was a
like Asta picks up stones.
Hey, now those are useful. That's purposeful. That.
Well, I mean, not the 15 you've got in your pocket at the moment. Remember the ones you said were pretty?
Yeah, they might come in handy.
Oh,
You
fair
never
enough.
know.
But watch, you'll see. Asta will definitely pick up stones as we walk.
Well, yes, but that's not. I mean, that's not. We need the key. You've got that right. We need the key.
What if it was like a key-shaped stone?
No.
Right. Okay.
Could we open the cage another way? I mean, I'm quite up for meeting this goblin. They sounds like they're probably somewhere. If they've got a collection or something, they're probably somewhere that we can at least rest a bit.
Well, quite possibly, yes. I mean, all I know is that they're at the Telemy Hill, which is in that direction. So we are heading in the correct direction. But I guess you would have to speak to them once we get there. I have no idea whether you could rest there.
Asta, do you have a long, thin stone? You could try and see if you can pick the lock.
Oh, I don't know about that. It sounds like it's a magical cage.
Well, it's definitely a magical cage.
You probably shouldn't go poking around.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen
No.
if we don't want to crispify anything else, do we?
No, we've already done too much of that.
At the sound of you saying we don't want to crispify anything else, you can visibly see Sir Talavar kind of back away from any of the bars of the cage. Looks a little uneasy.
Don't worry, we won't do to you. No.
I think
You're charming.
Nirogwin's probably standing up on his hind legs and is trying to have a good look at the lock at this point. I don't know. I think I might be able to get my claw in there, you know.
Oh, do not poke it.
I don't think you're going to manage. I did try with my sword, but unfortunately it definitely appears to have some kind of magic, probably some hideous hag magic on it.
Well, how far away is the goblin encampment that we are heading to?
Oh, my dear, you are most definitely new to the Feywild, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes, it could be a few minutes. It could be a few hours. It could be a day. It's very hard to tell, but
What?
it's definitely in that direction. So I think we should on and away.
It's like catnap times. Sometimes they last a minute. Sometimes they last a day. They're very important, but they have to happen in their own length of time.
neither of those bits of information has helped me understand. So
Well,
let's just keep going.
Yeah,
if we keep going, we'll get there eventually, I think, is the...
Okay.
You know, I'm not entirely sure if that's a very wise thing you just said, or not. But
It's
that
an
does
Aster
happen a
thing.
lot when I
Yeah.
say things.
It's a very
Okay,
Aster
good.
thing to say.
Is it? Good, great. Well, let's just carry on, shall we? So you guys carry on walking. What I would like, please, is for you all to roll a survival check for me, please.
Survival. This is going to go well with this trio.
Hey, I'm pretty good at that.
Actually, I am awful at survival.
Asta, what did you get?
I got a 15.
15? Mona?
17.
I got a 16, so that's a nice run of numbers for you.
Respectable.
Nice. So you guys plod along and you're making your way through the mud, and you have definitely noticed that there is an ebb and flow of water and water levels as you continue. Much quicker than you'd expect from a tide, but not sort of instant or anything like that. But as you're walking along, you do keep an eye out, and you notice that every now and then you pass a spot where things like logs that should be floating on top of the mud are definitely being slowly sucked underneath. So with those rolls, you notice that there are most definitely areas of mud that would definitely envelop you, and you would sink into those kind of sinkholes. So
Hate that.
And that's a nope from me, and jumps onto Mona's shoulders.
Yes, that is fair. This is not pleasant.
Well, as you carry on Mona's shoulders, Mona, you are used to Neragwin now, as is Asta. And as you're trudging along, you start to see how the water is rising, and it is rising, and it's getting a little difficult because it's up to your ankles, and within a few moments, it's up to your knees.
Oh dear.
And it doesn't take very long before the two of you, Asta and Mona, are walking along, pushing through muddy water that is right up to your waist and above, with Neragwin clinging to the top of your shoulders, pushing as far away from the water as he can get, probably digging his claws into places that are rather painful and fragile.
It's lucky I've got a half-orc tough skin.
It is indeed.
To be clear, I do not mind a swim when it is necessary. However, this is definitely not necessary, and I am definitely not comfortable with swimming in things where things get pulled under. Do mind your fitting.
No, this is getting very not great. Suggestions.
Don't drown.
Great, good. Top of the list.
So
Plan
Talavar very helpfully contributes by saying, my suggestion would be we keep going until you get somewhere that's higher ground.
That is also
okay.
an acceptable suggestion. I'm going to, on the journey, I think I'm going to recover a spell slot using my one of my features.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use my Channel Divinity to charge up one spell slot. And I think what I'll do is I will be prepared with Bless. If it looks like people are struggling, I will cast Bless on us so that they have something to help with rolls and things.
Well, what we will do, how we will run this mechanically, is with the water at the steps, you are most definitely moving through what would be considered difficult terrain. So you are slowed and you are fighting your way through it. We will roll another roll shortly for perception to see whether you manage to avoid the sort of quicksand, for lack of a better term.
Quagmire.
The quagmire, yes. No, wait. Giggity. But then we will, you will notice that the ebb and flow of the water and the depth of it is fluctuating, like I say, way quicker than you think. So you start to kind of get the hang of it and realize that you have to just push through because it will subside fairly quickly if you continue towards where you are supposed to be headed. So if you can, yes.
So, Talavar, did you say this water's coming from a well?
Oh no! Well, not from a well. No, from many, many wells. There are hundreds of wells all over here. There used to be places where we gathered and where people got together to celebrate, and centres of the villages. But once they overflowed, well, the water just comes gushing out of them now, and everything's just a bit of a swamp, as you can see.
Why are they overflowing?
Well,
What's
that's what
happening?
That's because
plumbing.
of that horrible Bavlorna. She did it. As soon as she took over, the whole place just went like this.
Yes, but why the wells? Where's all the water coming from? What's underneath?
Oh, well, who knows? It's the Feywild.
Oh, I feel like I'm going to get that answer a lot.
Yeah, it was definitely her magic. She corrupted all the wells, and then it got all muddy and sticky and, well, like I said, it seems to suit her. She's virtually a frog.
And how long ago did this happen? Did you say, sorry?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't been here for quite some time, so when I arrived, it was already like this, and it does certainly look like it's been this way for a while.
What is a while and some time?
Well, I don't know.
Is time just not a thing here?
It's a bit funky here, isn't it?
You have noticed that the sun stays in the same position all the time, correct?
I have now.
It hadn't occurred to me, but it does now that you mention it, yes.
I mean, Asta, you would know that the Feywild is known to exist in a period of permanent twilight. So it is a time between day and night. So if you would please roll me another survival check as a group.
It's going to keep doing this until we get a natural one.
No.
I got a dirty 20.
Nice.
18.
Mona?
Mine sat on a nat 20 and rolled over to a 2. So it's a 4 total.
4 total. Fortunately, it is a group roll this time.
Oh.
So with the other two, you do manage to successfully so far avoid any of these sinking bits of mud. And as the water starts to subside again and you get to that familiar feel of the water dropping, and it is one of those weird sensations where you are very relieved that the water is dropping, but at the same time you are left soaking wet with mud on your clothes, and it's just not a very pleasant experience at all.
Are there any bugs?
There are many bugs.
Are there any sticky, grippy, leechy bugs?
Well, there are no sticky, leechy bugs on you at the moment.
Good.
But you definitely notice that, there are definitely leeches and other similar creatures here. I mean, this is without doubt a swamp.
Mona does not mess with leeches.
Sorry, guys, I just got to resize everything again.
Wayne is peering over the horizon.
Did I mess it up?
No. I went to the map, and unfortunately, it's reset the cameras there as well for some reason.
You look like the Teletubby son.
How dare you? That's the most terrifying thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's like when it's rising, it's like...
Hello. That's what it said, right?
Oh, good God, I hope not.
I think it just
Hello,
laughed
Teletubbies.
manically.
Yeah, it had a creepy baby laugh.
Yeah.
I am very sorry about this, guys. Bear with me 1 second. I will be as quick as possible. I actually did this all before stream, by the way. So I don't know why it didn't save, but there we go.
I am slightly concerned why Nikki has such a encyclopedic familiarity with the Teletubbies, but that's okay.
Yes, I think we'll find.
Oh, I don't know. Is it an age thing?
I hope not.
I grew up with Teletubbies. My sister
No,
was the
I
one who
know.
was obsessed with them, though.
No, I was going to say, like, some people were students when they were on, so...
That's a fair point.
Okay.
Right.
Well, the good
Hey.
news
We're
is...
almost there.
Oh, wait.
Wait.
There's some zone. Okay, there we go.
It's okay, Charlie. I have de-zoned you.
I'm the final boss.
You are
That,
the
that'd be
final
quite
boss.
funny if Mona ends up being one of the sisters.
One of the hacks.
Hello?
Who can say? Anyway, so as you guys are heading through all of this mud, you continue to kind of plod through. It's slow going with the mud, but you are making your way. So Talavar appears to be terminally cheerful and swings along in his cage with Asta grabbing his cage, holding it up as they get to deep water. And he appears to be just humming along in his cage, very pleasantly, just humming to
Mona,
himself.
do me a favour. I mean, keep them in sight, obviously, but do stretch. I mean, 2 of them, it's a bit much. It really is.
Is it the humming? Is that what is...
Asta is about to join in. I am guaranteeing it.
Well, what if they harmonize? It could be quite nice.
No. I mean, I could
No.
sing for you. I'd have quite the voice.
Oh, okay.
I won't subject you to caterwauling because...
I wanted it to be cat singing, like...
Yeah, very much.
I think while you have that little conversation, as you stop, you just hear Sir Talavar having a little chat to Asta, saying, "Oh, do you know, I could murder a cup of tea."
Oh, it's funny you should say that. I've got a tea kettle and some tea in my bag. If you're,
Oh,
we
God,
can stop, have a little tea. I
Well,
might have some cake in there somewhere. It might be a little stale by now, but you know.
well, I'm not sure we should stop here. It's a bit, damp. But perhaps when we get to the hill, that would be a wonderful idea. Yes.
Somewhere less damp. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yes, quite. And you carry on. So, walking through this swamp is, as I say, is unpleasant. But as you carry on, it starts to kind of get thicker and thicker in terms of the vegetation and in terms of the fog that seems to permanently be around you. It becomes very difficult for you to see very far, but you plod on continuing in the same direction, and it's probably the first time that the sun being stationary, you realize is a blessing, because it's much easier for you to keep direction because you know that it's not moving. So you feel like you're definitely headed in the right direction, but you're struggling to see very far beyond.
I forgot for a minute that I'm not Ashling right now.
Yes, you're not making maps.
I was like, wait a minute, but I'm really good at directions. Nope.
So yeah, and you guys carry on, and it you definitely are walking for a couple of hours, but it's not too long before, through the fog in the distance, probably 30 minutes away, maybe, you can see that there is indeed, out of the mist and the fog, there is a green hill that seems to stick up. All you can see from where you are trees, and that there is green on the side of the hill, and at the top of it there appears to be a kind of rocky outcrop in the distance. And as soon as you kind of get a break in the trees and in the swamp trees, and you can see it in the distance, so Talavar says, "Oh, there you go. See, I told you it wasn't terribly far. That's Telemy Hill, just over there."
Good.
Wonderful.
Looks less wet. Let's go.
It looks less wet, indeed. So, trudging through the mud, you guys pushing through all of these mangrove weeds and the tangled roots that are becoming very difficult for you. But every now and then you kind of get a break, and there's a bit of a clearing in the mud, and you fight your way through, pushing on, keeping an eye out for anything that you can see in the distance, but still restricted by your view. It doesn't take that long before you start to get close to the hill and you can see it's nearby. And as you get closer, you do notice that it seems to almost be a different place. There is a bank of mist that surrounds the bottom of it, and then it seems to rise and look almost sort of summery. It's lush and green with grass, and there appear to be trees all the way up the side of it. Not swampy trees, proper trees. And it definitely has a different feel. It's almost like there is sort of a ray of light, a bit of cheerfulness in the kind of drab grey and sort of grey, green, brown swamp that you've been in now for a number of hours. And soon you are at the bottom of Telemy Hill.
Oh, this is much more like it. And I do that awkward thing where cats get off and just kind of kick off over the shoulders.
Okay.
Ouch.
Goodbye then. Yes, this is much nicer. Is this what the rest of it used to be like?
Oh, yes, it was very much like this. It was really quite beautiful. And the whole of Frismere, I mean, this is just a part of it now. So, because those three have decided to split it up because, well, I don't think they could rule together because they hate each other. It's just hilarious, really.
So, is this bit nice because it's not submerged in the water?
Well, yes, that's part of it. Telemy Hill is it's a little hard to explain if you're new to the Feywild, but it's kind of, I think, what's the word? Sentient, I think, is the word. So it's kind of a creature almost on its own, and very, very powerfully magical. So yes, it keeps itself sort of separate from what's going on. But let's make our way, shall we?
Okay. I immediately feel weird about walking on it because I'm like, sorry.
So, are you saying that this is sentient? Says Nerogwyn, not even paying attention, just kind of
don't
trotting
kill
up.
it, don't explode it, don't crispy it.
Don't kill it. What?
Don't
I love how that's become people's go-to with Nerogwyn. Wait, there's somebody new. Nerogwyn, don't kill it.
Don't kill it.
Has it threatened you? Has it tried to take your memories away from you?
No.
Has it given any cause for me to believe that it is harmful or intending bad things to my friends?
No.
Then it's fine.
Okay. I'm standing like this because I still find it really weird that I'm walking on something that's alive, and I'm like, ah.
Well, you're always walking on things that are alive.
Oh no!
Mono will
Everything
never walk on
has,
things.
essence.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk ahead, shoving a small existential crisis.
But you just hear Sir Talavar going, well, you see, that's a very good point. Again, I'm not sure whether that's incredibly wise or really just very obvious. Anyway, right, come along. Yes.
Occasionally, Asta can get plants to do things that he wants them to.
Oh, well, that can be very, very helpful.
Yeah, you just got to ask him nicely.
No, well, that's a little less impressive than it sounded, but fair enough, I suppose.
I mean, I tried, but I think they still hold a grudge for all the grass I've eaten over my lifetime.
That makes sense. Yes, as you guys approach, and you get to the bottom of the hill, one of the first things you notice is that you are greeted by suddenly a break in that horrible damp vegetation smell, and you are greeted by the scent of sort of sweet-smelling blossoms and fruit. There's a sort of downy, silvery green moss and grass that sort of blankets the slope as it gently rises up towards the craggy ridge that's at the top. And the other thing you notice is that there are dozens of enormous willow trees dotted all along the hillside. And you also notice that they are swaying as if in a beautiful breeze, a very gentle sway, and yet you cannot feel anything like that. And you see that there is a kind of pathway that you could take up the hill, and it's basically this winding traversal that goes through the trees up towards the craggy ridge.
Is that? Should we go that way?
Well, yes, I think so. I don't know exactly where. But I mean, that's a path. I suppose we should follow it. Should we follow it?
From my experience, it's always better to follow the path.
You see, now you're just trying to sound wise.
My experience is always better to climb the tree.
Right. Look, should we just go up the hill? Let's go.
Yes.
Mona, yes.
Yes. Let's go. What have I gotten myself into?
Asta waves to the trees as we pass.
Esther, as you wave to the tree moves toward.
Oh, hello. Nice to meet you. My name's Aster. That's Mona, Nerequin, and Satalavar in the cage.
As you address these trees, matter-of-factly, you see that some of the other trees around are also moving towards you. And you hear, as you greet them, what sounds like words whispered on the breeze. This breeze that you can't feel, but the trees seem to be moving in. And the tree says, collectively, you hear their voices say, "Hello, welcome to the hill. Why are you here?"
We're looking for a key. Have you seen any?
There are
Mona's so
many
confused.
keys. There are many keys here.
Oh, well, that's great. Which way? Up the hill?
Why do you search for the key?
Oh, well, my friend here, you can see he's in a bit of a predicament, and we were looking for... There's one certain key that we need to open his cage.
Do you plan to stay, or are you passing through?
Oh, I mean, we're just passing through, if that's okay.
There is one who holds the keys. Is that who you seek?
I believe so, yeah. Do you know where we would find this person?
She is our friend.
Well, we're not gonna... We're just gonna ask if we can borrow it, really. We just need it to open the cage. And then she can do whatever she likes with it.
Will you be kind to her?
Oh, yeah, of course. As long as she's kind to us, of course.
She is friendly, but she hasn't come out. She hasn't left her den for days now, and we are worried about her.
Oh, is that unlike her?
Oh yes, she often spends time with us, but she has been frightened.
Frightened by what, do you know?
We don't know.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, we can go up there and check and see if she's okay.
Perhaps she needs some food. And as they say that, they literally step back and open the path for you to head up towards the top of the hill.
Oh, thank you so much.
Did any of us hear the tree side of things, or were we
yes.
just watching?
Nope.
Okay.
You're just watching us out of
You
conversation.
all heard it.
Yeah.
I mean, Nereguin's just looking for the squirrels at this point, because clearly those are going to accompany
Bubble will
talking.
hear you.
Yeah, don't say squirrels. The dogs will go mad.
Those accompany talking trees. It's his experience.
So, are you going to carry on your way to the top?
Yeah.
Cool. So, As you make your way to the top, you can see where the kind of craggy, rocky outcrop is at the top of the hill. As you get closer, you notice that there is definitely a kind of a recess that looks like the entrance to a cave or a den of some sort. And the path leads directly to it, so it seems pretty obvious that that would be where you are going to find this person that you're looking for. As you get to the close to the top, you see that there are worn stone steps that lead down into what looks a bit like going towards a cellar. And because it's thick rock, it's quite cool, even a little chilly as you go down. And it's definitely, been built into the stone. As you go down, you feel that little chill on your skin, and you also start to get the subtle smell. Actually, Nerigwyn, do you have advantage with scent perception checks? Do you not?
I do, yes.
Okay, roll me a perception check for this one then.
18.
Okay, with 18, you have the strange feeling that you recognize the scent, but it's the scent of iron, of steel.
There's sort of an irony smell, a metallic smell coming from the cave. It doesn't smell. I mean, it could just be metallurgy in general, but it doesn't sort of smell as natural as everything else around here does.
Maybe it's all the keys.
Oh, that would make sense. Although, yes, it's, just proceed with caution, just in case.
Right.
Okay.
As you carry on down the chamber, you see that there's no door that you come to, but that you see there is light starting to spill from the end of this little corridor, and it definitely opens up into what seems to be where somebody lives. And as you get close to the entrance of this, where it widens out, you see there are spluttering candles set up along the room. And immediately you notice the keys. There are hundreds of keys strewn across the floor, piles of keys. There are strings of keys that literally drape across the ceiling 100 times. And immediately you know that that's obviously what the smell was. It seems like, you know that this is somebody who collects keys, and you can see that it's not just, a small collection. It is something that they obviously obsessively do. There are keys nailed to the wall. There are keys in bowls. There are keys absolutely everywhere, apart from a small path where somebody obviously walks to go and sit at a chair in front of a fireplace, to go and prepare food, and to go to a room at the back where you assume there would be a bed. Let me just get some information.
I think Nerigwyn hasn't sort of seen this much man-made stuff for a while. It sort of reminds him a little bit of his wizard and their obsessive collection of bits and pieces. Oh, this looks very civilized.
As you take in the scene, you start to hear the sound of keys jingling.
Hello?
And there is a goblin that emerges from the back of the cave. And you can't see her completely yet, but what you can see is that she has a coat on that is lined with metal keys that kind of shine and move as she does, and obviously you hear the sort of jingle of the keys as she moves. And she says softly but very friendly, she says, "How might Jingle Jangle unlock a bit of happiness in your lives today?"
Oh, well, you're just adorable, aren't you? Hello.
We must protect Jingle Jangle.
There is a definite kind of smile, and then she says, Jingle Jangle can help you?
Yes,
I
you
think you
might.
can, yeah.
I hope so.
A mistress of keys,
Hello?
such as yourself, has possibly come into possession of something that might assist our friend here. I think Nerrigan will just stand up on his hind legs and tap the cage.
So Tanavar says, hello, I've been told that you may have a key. I seem to be in a terrible predicament. I've got to, well, I'm kind of stuck in this cage, but it's dreadfully embarrassing. But I believe I was told you may have the key, because I know you were gathering keys. I think that's what you do, yes? You gather keys?
It's a very impressive collection, by the way.
It's beautiful.
As you say that, you can see Jingle Jangle's eyes kind of get bigger, and this kind of little smile beams from her face. And she says, Jingle Jangle loves her keys. Jingle Jangle needs her keys with her.
Whatever helps you get through the day, I think. And they certainly make a pretty sound as you move.
Jingle Jangle makes a pretty sound, and she moves a little bit so that her keys jingle a little bit more. She pauses for a minute, and as soon as Asta and Mona made the comment about her collection, she kind of steps forward a little bit into the light. I'm going to show you a picture of her because she is adorable. Bear with. And she clearly loved the fact that you complimented her, her collection of keys. But you do also notice. Sorry, let me just find this picture so I can show you. You do also notice as she steps out from the shadows, you notice two things. The first is that she has what looks like bruises on her face. And the other thing you notice is that she has with her what looks like a flail, a weapon. And the flail is a wooden staff with chains at the end, like you would expect as a flail. But instead of iron balls at the end of each of the chains, there are heavy padlocks that form her flail.
I love that.
Nice. Nice. That is such an aesthetic. I love it.
I know. And she kind of steps out and smiles. Let me show you what Jingle Jangle looks like if I can. Da-da.
All right.
Yeah. Just trying to open the thing so you can see because she is adorable.
You say she's got bruises.
She has some bruises on her, yeah.
Comes
Sorry,
out.
guys. There we go. So that's Jingle Jangle.
Oh.
I just think she's adorable.
Yeah, she's lovely.
So Jingle Jangle sort of steps out a little bit, and she says, "Would you like some tea?"
Oh,
Yes.
I would love some tea. I can help you make it if you want. I'm very good at making tea.
Oh, he is.
No, Jingle Jangle will make tea. Jingle Jangle has tea. And she makes her way very quickly through these little pathways that she obviously knows sort of by rote so well, not disturbing a single key as she goes, but the keys on her and on the ceiling as she passes all make little noises. And she very quickly brings out this sort of pot of steaming tea and little cups that are all mismatched. Some of them have little cracks in them. But she places them on a tray and brings them out and puts them on a little table. And there is only one chair, which is where she sits. There are no other chairs around the table. And she kind of immediately realizes this and looks around and says, Jingle Jangle will make space. And she pushes some of the piles of keys so that there's some space around the table for you guys to sit. Mona and Esther, you are both, without doubt, having to kind of navigate the strings of keys because it's not designed for 7-foot people above. But they're on strings
Oh,
and
no.
you can just push them. Yeah, Narragwen's trying to smack them.
Yep.
And she gestures for you to sit, and Jingle Jangle says, tea, have tea. And she pours tea for each of you. And then she just sits and sips her tea with this kind of smile looking at you. And you can see that she does actually have the bruises on the side of her face. But she's very smiley. She seems very happy that you were there.
Now, Jingle, can I call you Jingle?
Yes, Jingle, 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 or Jingle Jangle.
So, we spoke to your friends outside, the trees.
Oh yes, the trees are good.
Yeah, they seem nice. They did say they were a bit worried about you.
Why?
Is everything okay? Well, I don't. You tell me.
Yes, Jingle, Jingle Jangle had a bad time.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It wasn't rabbits, was it?
As soon as you say that, there is a very definite look of fear in her eyes. And she nods, slowly.
In which case, does she look actually injured, or is it just little kind of bruising and stuff?
Definitely nothing broken or wounds or anything, but there are bruises. And she looks a little sort of frightened as you say that, but then just kind of nods. And she says, Jingle Jangle was digging for truffles in the swamp. And then a bunch of the herringons jumped from behind the reeds, and they took Jingle Jangle's truffles, and they threw Jingle Jangle down in the mud, and they whacked Jingle Jangle with their wooden clubs.
Oh.
Did we find any truffles in the stuff that we found from what they abandoned?
No, you didn't.
Probably ate them all.
Well, that's not nice, is it?
No. Jingle Jangle doesn't like them.
No, they do not seem great.
Now, your friends outside, they mentioned you might be hungry. Is that true?
Jingle Jangle has stayed home since then.
Yeah, they did say they hadn't seen you in a few days. I think that's why they were worrying.
Jingle Jangle doesn't want to go looking for truffles for a few days.
Yeah, I can understand that. But I think, to be honest, you don't have to worry too much about the herring gone for a while, because my friend here might have, let's say, scared them away.
Yes, let's say that.
That is good, but there are many of them.
Oh.
Well, here's an idea. I mean, I don't think any of us are in a state to be bodyguards right now. We do have rations, I think, and leftovers from our time in the carnival. We could probably make do this evening whilst we see if we can find this key for our friend Talavar. And then how about tomorrow morning we go out looking for truffles with you?
Yes, we can help.
You would come with Jingle Jangle?
Yes, we will
Yeah, of course.
protect you.
We like you.
I point at my security badge. We got you.
Yeah, Mona's a professional.
Jingle Jangle is very happy with that. Jingle Jangle is a little bit hungry.
Oh dear. We have food. I definitely have a pastry
Yeah,
in
Asta
one of
will
these pockets.
look in his backpack for something edible.
Yeah.
And she is very hesitant, but as soon as you sort of hand over, you can see she does want to take the food. And she takes it and very politely kind of eats it. But there's a real sort of childlikeness about her as she kind of holds it like with two hands and eats it. And she kind of wipes her mouth and says, "Thank you. Jingle Jangle feels better."
Good.
Um,
I'm glad to hear it.
You must beware of the Herringon brigands.
Yeah, they seem unpleasant.
They are, and they have a leader who is quick as lightning.
Do you know what the
That's-
leader is called?
Everybody knows.
They were
He
singing
is-
a song about him, weren't they?
He is Agdon Longscarf.
Okay.
He has a bright blue scarf, and he moves fast as lightning.
Well, he'll need to move fast as night to get past us.
He is fast, and his brigands are they are mean, and they are mean to everyone, and they stay on the big stump. They have a camp with lots of them, and we all stay away. Jingle Jangle doesn't go near there, but now they come out and look for people, and they give beatings.
Is this a new thing? Them coming out more?
Jingle Jangle thinks they are getting braver.
Probably because
Oh,
no
dear.
one is standing up to them.
But people get beatings from them.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of stuff is going wrong here.
She just nods.
Well,
Um,
we are here to help, and we will help you, and hopefully help the bigger picture as well.
Jingle Jangle is thankful.
But we are thankful that you're here with so many keys, because that's exactly what we need. A key.
As you say that, the surprisingly quiet Sir Talabar just goes,
Oh, would you give
Yes.
anything a ration for our dragon friend?
"Oh no, I'm perfectly fine. I've had a cup of tea. I mean, what more does one need? But I was wondering if we could perhaps try and find the
How
the
did you
the
drink
key.
tea through the cage?
But I don't need to jump outside the cage to sip tea through the bars.
Right, yeah.
Right, so, yes. Jingle Jangle, we are looking for a key for this cage. I think you may have it. Yes?
Yes, how do we find out if one of these is for the cage? Do we have to try them all?
Jingle Jangle knows all the keys.
I thought you would. You seemed smart.
But Jingle Jangle has to have the keys.
Oh, we're not going to take it from you. We just
No.
need to use it to open the door. I mean, you can open the door, and then none of us will even touch the key.
More than fair, I think, considering your wonderful hospitality.
And Jingle Jangle can keep the key.
Oh yeah, of course. And as a thank you, we'll go truffle hunting with you in the morning.
Jingle Jangle likes you.
Ah! And we like you too.
And Jingle Jangle stands up and sort of shuffles over, has a look at the cage door, and just kind of tilts her head a little bit, and then turns around, scuttles across the room, gets a little wooden stool, brings it back, walks along looking at the strings of keys above her, and then stops, puts it down, stands up, reaches up for one single key, unclips it from the chains and the threads, steps down, puts her little stool away immediately, and then comes back. Everything clearly has its place. And she comes back with the key, and she says, "I have the key."
You did it that quickly?
Very good.
Jingle Jangle knows all the keys. Jingle Jangle must have keys.
Just by looking at the lock, that's amazing.
It's It's amazing, but it's also a curse.
Really?
I have to have keys.
Oh, you have to have keys. Okay.
And she just nods. And then she kind of looks a little wistful for a second, and then she goes, I have key. Jingle Jangle opens the lock.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
I'm sure
And
Talavar will be very grateful.
she bends down and places the key in the lock. And as soon as the key gets close to the lock, it's almost like it's a magnet, and the key kind of goes shoop into the lock. And Jingle Jangle turns it, and there is a visible kind of haze in the air as it looks like something is released. And it clearly was a magic spell keeping this closed, and the key has immediately dispelled it. And the door swings open, and Sir Talavar kind of very gingerly kind of steps through, kind of just checking it's all okay. And then as soon as he's out, immediately he's like, oh, well, that's so much better.
Wayne,
Aha!
Yeah.
Wayne, for fun, because Nerogwyn is Nerogwyn, as he's stepping out, can I cast Thaumaturgy on the cage and just rattle it ever so slightly?
Sure.
So mean!
Let's see what he does.
Oh my god. Can't
So
take you anywhere.
So Talavar steps out sort of gingerly and then goes, oh, well, that's so much better. And then the cage shakes behind him, and he literally does that kind of thing where, you know, how animals sort of freeze in fear for a second, does a proper like freeze in fear, and then kind of looks behind him and immediately notices that you guys have all seen him do that and goes, oh, well, well, I feel so much better now that I'm out. I'm perfectly fine. Thank you so much, Jingle Jangle. You are most kind, and I have to say I would never have got out without your help. A dreadful woman put me in there. I do detest Bevlorna. She's horrible. And again, the recognition is very clear. Jingle Jangle kind of just, her eyes go a little wide at the mention of Bevlorna, and she just nods with Sir Talavar saying how much he despises her. She just nods. And Sir Talavar takes a seat, finishes his tea, and then says to you, I do appreciate your help. I do think I should be off, though. Do you need my help with the brigands, do you think? I could stay, but I should get back to the Queen and report on what's going on, to be honest.
I mean, if you could delay your journey back, I mean, you must be needing to stretch your wings, admittedly, but if you could delay and help poor Jingle Jangle, I'm sure it would be a really nice mark of your gratitude.
Well, absolutely, I can. I'm happy to stay if you three don't think you can manage it. I mean, I'm perfectly happy to stay.
I would feel so much safer with a Knight of Titania at our side.
Oh, well, of course, I am rather experienced as a Knight of Titania, and although I do need to get back tomorrow, though the Summer Queen would be most unhappy if I didn't get back immediately and tell her what's happening at the palace. It's very alarming.
Yes, but of course she would be most displeased if you didn't show the right gratitude, because I understand those rules.
Well, yes, that is true. Yes, of course, and I would not want to do that. I mean, and you have been most kind, he says, and bows elaborately to Jingle Jangle, to which Jingle Jangle just looks genuinely perplexed at what he's doing and clearly has no idea what he's doing with a bow. She just kind of smiles big-eyed at him. Right, well, I suppose we should try and get some rest then, shouldn't we?
Yeah. I
Yes.
could do with a rest. Is it okay if we rest here, Jingle?
Do you mind?
Jingle Jangle, we'll make room. And she again rushes around and moves things out the way, making space for you. It's snug. for the three of you. So Talabar, fortunately, is small enough that he can make himself comfortable alongside any of you. But for the three of you, it's pretty snug, even though there's only two of you and a cat. Jingle Jangle is not the sort of largest of creatures, but she makes space for you, and she sits in her chair. And as the evening progresses, unless there's anything else you want to do, Jingle Jangle stokes the fire a little, makes sure you guys are all comfortable, and she sits in her chair. And
Can I, like, just outside of wherever the floor is, like, wipe some of the crusty mud off of my boots, please?
totally you can.
Just somewhere that's not in her house.
Yeah, I mean, if you head out,
Ow.
if you head out towards to the entrance where you came in,
I go full mum mode, and I'm like, shoes, come on, shoes, thank you, shoes, and I go out and whack them together like wellies outside.
Yeah.
Asta's shoes already have like 5 layers of mud on them anyway.
I wouldn't want to interrupt that delicate ecosystem.
Asta has
He
plants
does not.
growing in his boots that he now talks to.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, you can't get rid of them. That's a delicate ecosystem there.
Oh dear. Okay, fine. I shall just take mine then.
I think Nerigwin sort of sits near Talavar and goes, is she talking to us? She does realise we don't wear shoes, right?
Well, yes, I know, but one must try and keep sort of appearances up. I can understand why she wants to. I mean, they do look a little bedraggled in their clothing, but yes, I mean, we can't all be dressed like a knight, can we? He does. You do notice he does have gauntlets on.
I love that. Have you got a picture of Sir Talavar?
Oh, I do indeed.
I don't think we saw him last episode.
On screen, enhance.
I am so loving all the artwork for this. They have put together such wonderful
Yeah, it's really
characters.
cool.
and designs.
Beautiful.
And
So pretty.
Oh, you Sir Talavar.
Jingle Jangle may be in my top 10 NPCs already.
This is Sir Talavar.
Ooh. Hang on, I need to be on
Oh
the
my
right screen
God.
myself. I
No,
love
that's
the
for
moustache.
you. That's a fairy dragon for you, my friend.
Oh, look at him.
Look at the power.
I mean, he is a knight of the Summer Queen.
I love the fact that
love-
his whole knighthood thing is I have gauntlets and a sword, nothing else.
I think
amazing.
it's funny, he has
What-
a powerful Nigel Thornbury voice.
Well, yes, I mean, anything else would just weigh me down. I can't be possibly weighed down. I'm very fast and very, very, very good at what I do. I'll have you know. Now,
So pretty.
could we get to sleep, perhaps? Yeah.
I'm just going to suggest something for headcanon for people. I feel like because of the lack of space, Mona and Asta have to kind of cuddle quite close. And Nerigwin, being a cat, will probably lay across the pair of them. And then Talavar probably
Spoon train.
lays on
train.
Nerigwin for the night.
Yeah, so Talavar just curls up on his fur rug, which is for tonight, Nerigwin.
Does Asta snore because Mona snores?
I think Mona snores to the point where a paw is put into her mouth. Which is
Just
why
wake her
Asta
up.
doesn't snore, but sometimes he does talk in his sleep.
which is
Yes,
why
we do.
Asta doesn't snore anymore.
I think we need to make a wild sleeping table for Asta and roll for whatever he says in his sleep.
Yeah, totally. Well, Asta has some freaky dreams, so. But
Ooh, oh yeah.
unless you guys want to do anything else before you fall asleep.
Yeah, Nerigwin will try and take a little bit of time to himself whilst everyone else is getting ready. He will creep to the edge of the cave. He's just going to sit and think for a second. And he's just going to cast his thoughts out and just say, Hunter in the darkness, I'm a little confused. When I struck down that creature that was going to hurt my friends, they got very upset by it. and I'm not entirely certain I know why. If something is going to hurt you, you fight it or you run away. That's how it works, right? And if something is going to hurt my friends, I'm going to protect them. Did I do something wrong? I'm not entirely. Anyway, I know that you're busy and you hunt wherever you please, but if you do happen to be passing my way again, if you could let me know how I can protect my friends without upsetting them, that might be a good place for me to start.
As you're sitting there and you finish saying that, you take a few moments and you realize that because you are elevated at the top of this hill, it's the first time you've actually been able to look out very far since you landed on the causeway. And although most of it is obscured by this heavy fog, because everyone else is asleep, there is a peacefulness that you haven't heard or found for a while. And you just enjoy it for a second, and thinking about what you had just asked, shortly before you turn to return to your friends, for the first time since you've been here, you feel a breeze. And it feels comforting. Nothing more, just comforting.
A feeling that he's not actually alone.
Yeah.
I pad back, because you don't say thank you to the hunter in darkness, you just acknowledge that he's been there. And he'll pad back to his friends, curl up on top, let the dragon lay his head across him and fall asleep.
So Talabar very grumpily does the whole like, oh, for God's sake, just settle down.
Oh, an adorable adventurer bundle.
And you drift into sleep, trying to get some sleep, fortunately, in a dark, enclosed cave where it does feel like it is nighttime once the candles have been dimmed. And I think that's where we are going to take a break.
And hit a long rest button.
Yeah, finally.
So for the first time in 5 episodes, you have a full long rest.
Oh my Christ, that's true, isn't it?
Well, the Witchlight Carnival being 4 episodes long, 3.5 episodes long, was in fact just one night.
Got a bit carried away.
So yes, so you have a long rest, please. And we will be back at 8 o'clock. So we'll take a 10-minute break, if that's all right with everyone.
That's good.
Cool. And we will be back at 8 o'clock. Thank you, everybody who is here and for joining us in the chat. It is lovely to see you all there. We really love having you guys here, and it's such a joy for us. So thank you very, very much. And we'll see you at 8 o'clock.
Cool.
Hello, welcome back, everybody. I hope you have refreshments and had a stretch and done a yawn and stuff.
Well, now I want to yawn.
Sorry. I've done it now, broken everyone.
Cruel.
I know. So now that that's done, we rejoin our friends as they sleep in the strange little cave of the key-obsessed goblin Jingle Jangle. The night progresses and you guys have a fairly restful sleep, probably not realizing just how tired you were after your adventures and the excitement of the last 24 hours. It's a restful night. You have dreams, but nothing that is disturbing or anything that worries you. And despite the sun not moving outside, time does move forward and you have a restful, long rest. Who is waking first, do I think?
I mean, officially...
Well, I was going to say, if Narragwin's a cat, Narragwin would be awake and prodding someone in the face very early in the morning.
And
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not going to be Mona.
Mona is a new face, so Mona gets
no.
the prod.
Oh no!
Mona, so Mona, you are awoken
Mona.
with a furry paw poking you in the side of your face.
And I wake up very elegantly with a who? Oh, good morning.
Feed me.
What?
Feed me.
It's what? Where? Who? What?
I'm hungry. Feed me.
What? We have to feed you?
Yes, otherwise I'll waste away to nothing. I'm hungry. Feed me.
You can't do. Oh, right.
Well, apparently,
Aster,
when I go hunting, people get upset.
I shove Aster.
What?
Aster, why? What do you feed? What do you feed? Oh my god, I'm so tired. What do you feed, Neragwin?
Oh, he'll eat anything. Oh, he
good.
woke you up and not me. That's nice.
Is this going to happen every time?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
No discussion, just yes.
Okay.
I think as you have now all three woken up, you look across and Jingle Jangle is still asleep.
Is everyone awake now?
No, Jingle Jangle is curled up, fast asleep on her chair.
I won't wake her up. That's just impolite. But I will, however, curl back up onto the bedroll and catnap.
Cats.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, what I almost said what time is it, but that doesn't make sense here, right? Cool. Okay. Well, I think we should gently wake up Jingle Jangle.
Should we?
Well, they wanted to go like truffle hunting. I literally can't tell if we've just woken up early or if it's the evening again. I don't know. So,
Well, you should definitely
yes.
just trust my stomach on this one then. It's time to eat.
Okay.
My stomach is never wrong about these things.
That tracks.
Is Satalavar awake?
So Televar is still asleep, and so Televar is curled up, very much like a cat would be, on one of the bedrolls that Jingle Jangle rolled out. But Sir Televar is talking and muttering in his sleep. So he is fast asleep, and all you hear is... having whatever dreams he is having. As soon as you guys start moving, though, he would most definitely be disturbed by the movement. And again, wakes in the ultra elegant and glamorous way of going, what? Good morning.
Morning.
And
Good morning.
You notice that his moustache is a little sort of askew this morning from the way he was sleeping.
Disgusting.
No, he would be mortified if when he sees it, he'll be horrified. And as you guys start, making some movements and stuff, Jingle Jangle wakes up, and she just wakes up and stretches, and all the keys make a little jingle jangly noise, as you've come to kind of know now. And she goes, "Jingle Jangle is glad you are still here. I have some. I don't have food. I have some tea."
Yes, tea. A good, nice cup of tea in the morning. Perfect.
And she immediately is up and scuttles around making a cup of tea, that exactly as you saw her before, doing this very well-known route through her keys. And she brings you a fresh pot of tea, and sits with you very quietly, just kind of looking, not clearly knowing really what to say.
I think Asta would cobble together some kind of breakfast with the rations he has.
Jingle, and
Yes.
don't feel you have to say anything if you don't want to. This curse that was laid upon you, are you all right? Who put it on you, and is there anything we can do in our travels to look for a way to maybe lift it?
It's Jingle Jangle has. It's more a. It was an exchange, but Jingle Jangle didn't really know what would happen. Jingle Jangle used to be scared of other things. Jingle Jangle was frightened of being stuck behind a locked door. So Jingle Jangle asked for help to stop being frightened of being behind a locked door. And now Jingle Jangle is not frightened of being locked behind the door, but now Jingle Jangle must have keys.
It's a rather complicated one, isn't it? But you seem happy in yourself, and the trees like you, so you have friends around you. We just need to sort out this problem with the Herringon, so that you've got some food stores until you feel a bit braver again. And then maybe
One day, Jingle Jangle would like to know who Jingle Jangle is without the keys.
who put the curse on you? Who was the deal done with?
Pavlona.
That tracks. She seems like she's a tricksy one.
We've not heard good things.
No. Nothing
I've learned
pleasant
this.
so far.
She is not good. But Jingle Jangle has new friends to help her find truffles. Yes,
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
we go now.
We can
Yeah.
if everyone's
Yeah.
vanished.
And she gets up and runs around grabbing some bags and some implements that are clearly used for kind of digging and things like that, and a couple of look like nets, but you kind of very quickly discern they're probably used for kind of sieving through the muck, because of all the mud and stuff that's around. And she hands each of you a kind of a sufficient but quite threadbare bag, and very quickly scuttles her way out of the cave, out of her home, very cleverly navigating all the piles of keys without disturbing so much as a single key or lock. And as you make your way out and you step outside, she is waiting for you at the top of the hill. And you see again as soon as you step out with her and start making your way down the hill, the trees very slowly move out the way so that it's very clear the path that you take down to where you came up, back into woods where the swamp is. And Jingle Jangle kind of really excitedly leads the way, sort of running a few steps and then kind of looking back and waiting for you, and then running a few steps and looking back and waiting for you. And when you get to the bottom, Jingle Jangle says, "We must. The best truffles are that way, but that's where they that's where they've surprised me. So we have to be careful."
We will be careful, but don't you worry.
So Telebar
We'll
is
watch out.
flying along behind you, and clearly much relish is being taken in the fact that he actually can fly about. So he is swooping and flying, and you see him in and out of the mist.
How big is he? I can't remember.
So Telebar, let's see if they actually tell me the size. I mean, in terms of a typical fairy dragon size, he's about 3 foot.
Oh,
So he's
He's
kind
bigger
of
than
big
Narrowin then.
So, well, yeah, he's big from tail to top, but he's that curved kind of dragon shape. So, but yeah, so he is flitting around, but he follows closely with you. He never loses sight of you. Excuse me. And Jingle Jangle leads the way through what you have become very well acquainted with as the mud and dampness of hither.
Mona does a big sigh as she gets her nice clean boots covered in mud again.
And up I go.
Yeah,
God.
that's about right.
Jingle Jangle explains to you what to look for. And there is a very sort of specific type of shrub that grows where you usually find truffles growing. And she explains what to look for and carries on walking with you, ahead of you, kind of keeping a lookout for truffles. But clearly, as soon as she gets a little bit too far ahead, she kind of looks back and then steps a few steps back to stand near you.
Don't get too far ahead, okay?
No.
I will
Stick
leave
with
the
us.
digging for you, and I will keep an eye out for our rabbit friends.
Jingle Jangle can dig. That's fine.
Excellent. You just focus on that then. We'll do the rest.
Cool. So, if you would all like to roll me a perception or investigation check, your choice.
Okie dokie.
It's a straight perception this time, not any advantage for smell.
Nope, just perception.
Perfect.
I got a nat 20. So
Yeah,
25.
Hey.
Wow.
Sorry, what was that in total?
25.
Nice. I got a 22.
Dang. I got a 19.
Wow, you guys are great.
This is hard.
So
This is
you guys very quickly, I know, you guys very quickly managed to spot a couple of these shrubs, and the excitement that Jingle Jangle kind of displays every time you find one is almost like it's the first time that she's ever seen one of these. And she kind of rushes over and helps you dig it up and then holds it up very proudly, looking so excited about the truffle.
Oh, it's a good one.
It's a big truffle. I haven't had a big truffle like this for a long time. You're very good at this.
Oh, I bet we will find bigger. Let's keep looking.
Jingle Jangle knows where there must be more. And so she carries on with you. As you guys are kind of making your way through, it's not like you're finding these every 5 feet. It takes a bit of looking. I think, Asta, with your role, as you're kind of all looking through this, you see in the distance, because you're keeping an eye out, you see something kind of moving. And it looks like a sort of a largish creature. Initially, you think it is possibly those Herringon, because that's what you're keeping
Get it,
an eye out
Narrowin.
for.
Get it. Sick 'em.
Fireball! But you can't quite make it out, and it seems to be moving sort of strangely. It's not what you would expect. and it's just a bit difficult to tell from here. As soon as sort of Jingle Jangle sees you looking, you can see that she's immediately a little nervous, and she kind of stands next to you and says, "What? Is it? Is it the brigands?"
No, I don't think it is, but I don't know what it is.
Can you lift Jingle Jangle?
Oh yeah, of course. And he lifts her up.
And Jingle Jangle sort of
Simba.
lifts is lifted up and looks ahead, and then she kind of taps you to put her down.
Did you see anything? What was it?
And she says, I know you're new here, aren't you? Come with Jingle Jangle." And she gestures to the three of you sort of excitedly. And she takes you to an area of tall grass where there's kind of clusters of cattails and reeds, but that's a dense kind of cluster. And Nerrigan's swatting the cat stairs. And she says, just watch, be quiet, be quiet. And you sit and watch and wait. And in the distance, you all now can see there's kind of shadows of something moving towards you. And just as Asta, they look much larger than the Herongon, and they seem to be moving strangely. They almost seem to be on all fours, moving above the water.
Mona's definitely like twitching towards her sword a bit. She's not got it out, but she's reminding herself that it's there.
That's fair enough. And Chris, you're muted.
As soon as you put your head up, I think you get a little furry head in it that kind of demands a rub. Both because Nerrigan wants a rub and to try and stop you from doing anything too violent too quickly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, the irony.
Are you?
Interesting.
So, as you are just sort of hunkered down there, Jingle Jangle is clearly quite excited about this, and she kind of tugs for you to have a look. And you can see coming through the mist these shadows of these creatures. And immediately you notice that as they get closer, there's not just one. There appears to be sort of single file. There appears to be for five or six of them walking. They seem to have longer front legs than back legs, and they are walking very, very slowly. They get a little closer, and you can hear the rustling. The rustling as they move through the reeds and everything. And you start to see where the head would be, but it seems almost sort of like there's a mask of some sort. As they get closer, the sight that you see is something that you've never seen, and you have no idea what these creatures are. But the closer they get, you see that there appears to be 6 creatures on stilts. Shorter stilts on their back legs, taller on their front, that allows them to move through the muck and stay above the water. And they are clothed in long robes that are clearly very tattered, very old, hoods that cover their head, and masks of what looked like almost sort of like a metal gauze that covers their faces.
Man, this is Mirror Mask. This is creepy.
Yeah, and as they kind of come through, you realize that they move in almost silence. All you hear is the kind of plodding of the stilts as they hit the water. There's just the rustling of the reeds and the noise of the swamp, and then every now and then you hear them bloop, 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 as they move through in single file. And you watch one of them stop near a clump of grass, and they reach down, grab something, and they stand and place it in their back. And you see attached to their back is a cage, like a basket cage, and in there they have placed an egg. And they carry on moving, and they walk very near to you, And as they approach, they stop and look down at you. And then they look up and they carry on moving. And as they have got so close to you, you can see that these are in fact what look like dark red-skinned hobgoblins, wearing a patchwork of rags and furs, with a wire cage padded with straw on their back, filled with eggs of various sizes and colours. And they move single
lean
file
towards
and
Jingle
quietly.
Jangle. I'm gonna lean towards Jingle Jangle a little bit and just be like, "What was in that tea?"
Jingle Jangle sort of looks to answer and then goes,
Okay.
They are going to trade. They go to trade at the Soggy Court.
At the what?
The Soggy Court. Jingle Jangle doesn't go there, but that's where the Bullywugs are. It's that where they have their court and they take the eggs to trade. But they're very strange.
I mean, that wasn't behaviour that I've necessarily seen before. Certainly.
Was that a bit unnerving?
Are you going to do or say anything to them?
No, it's not.
What do you? I mean, are they friendly, Jingle Jangle?
They leave Jingle Jangle alone, and Jingle Jangle leaves them alone, because I don't like eggs. Jingle Jangle doesn't eat eggs.
Jingle Jangle's vegan.
Tracks.
If you don't engage with them, they slowly parade past you with this kind of eerie single file of these what look like sort of strange alien creatures. And you realize that the gauze they wear on their face is to keep the bugs out as they look for the eggs, and the cage on their back is to collect the eggs, and it's a very bizarre sight.
Damn, they have adapted though.
They wind their way past you, clearly having seen you, but they carry on completely nonplussed, don't engage with you, and they head all single file in a direction that sort of seems to be heading northeast. And they just wind their way, and you watch them as they just carry on, not saying anything even to each other, and they disappear into the mist.
I'm not sure whether we missed an opportunity there or not, but to be honest, I wouldn't know what to say to them.
No.
Jingle Jangle thinks they are they are just traders. They go to the Soggy Court to trade near Downfall.
Do you know how to get to this place? Is it somewhere we could go?
Jingle Jangle doesn't go there, but Jingle Jangle does know who can take you there.
Oh, who?
If you go to Downfall, there is a guide. He's the best guide in hither.
Okay.
And Jingle Jangle knows that he knows how to get out of hither into other places.
Oh.
I mean, eventually we are going to need to go back. I mean, technically, I suppose we've completed our mission. We found out what happened to Sylvina.
Yes.
Although, I don't... Altruism, I think. I don't want to leave things this messy.
Only a cat would sit there and go, altruism. Yes.
Yeah, I get the feeling that that's not going to suffice, is it?
I mean, it was by the letter, but I don't think I want to leave things like this.
No, I don't feel comfortable leaving. Just rocking up, taking information, then going again.
Oh, we don't know how to get home yet either. So, although
That is also true.
Downfall might be the place to look for that, and maybe we could find something about this cauldron.
The soggy court. That's where the bullywugs are, but Downfall is that's near where Pavlona lives. That's
Oh, need to be very careful then.
her house is very creepy.
Oh.
Talavar, you were with a bullywog when we found you.
I was indeed, yes.
Are they friendly?
I think the best way to describe them is that they most definitely think of themselves as above their stations. I think you'll find.
I mean, I find that with most creatures, to be fair.
Well, I know that's terribly true. But, I mean, bullywugs are not the most, how should we say, cultured of creatures, usually, particularly in hither. And yet they have the soggy court, as they call it, which they do treat as if it's a royal court and parade about with much pomp and ceremony. So there's lots of that. But they serve their purposes. They do lots of trading. My companion, who was sadly injured and died in that terrible event, in fact risked their life to help me. They turned against Bevlorna and helped me escape. They weren't very happy about that, I can tell you.
Oh.
So sympathetic with Pavlona.
Oh, well, in general, the Bullywugs are out to look after themselves. They really, quite frankly, would do anything just to keep themselves in good standing with whoever's around, but not all of them are fans of Pavlona. A lot of them, I think she panders to them, but I think she'd do anything to make sure she stays in power. Hideous old crone.
Thank you. That's actually surprisingly useful. More information like that, we might have a bit of the start of a plan.
A plan?
Yes, well, it seems that there are a lot of self-important and quite arrogant creatures here. Sorts that might like to turn on each other if you give them the right push. It's like it's like bouncing off the head of a dog and then watching it bite its friend.
Not something I've personally participated in, but I can imagine.
The trick is just making sure that you are stealthier than they can sense and quicker than they can see.
I have a feeling that all 6'10" of me isn't going to get away with bouncing off the head of a dog. But thank you for letting me know.
No, this is what you metaphor. It's a metaphor.
Who?
A metaphor.
Is that another creature? I'll take your word for it.
Looks at us. I mean, I'm saying that right, aren't I? Right. Well, Jingle, do you have enough food for your store?
Jingle Jangle has more truffles than I've had for a long time. Jingle Jangle is very thankful.
You found some good ones, some big ones.
And none of those horrible brigands, none of them.
They wouldn't dare.
No, but thank you for helping Jingle Jangle. Jingle Jangle is very, very grateful.
By the way, that's not me.
That's just your internal monologue.
Yeah.
So Jingle Jangle kind of escorts you back towards the hill with bags of truffles, clearly very happy and proud with her haul. And she takes you up to where her house is. again, and she hides her truffles, puts them away very carefully, sort of putting them into her cupboards as if they are prized possessions. And she sort of turns around and looks sort of slightly awkwardly at you, because in that kind of way that she knows that you're kind of going to go, but doesn't want to actually initiate it. So she just kind of stands and kind of looks at you awkwardly and sort of plays with a couple of her keys.
Can we just live with Jingle Jangle and have a nice life?
Sure.
Okay,
Well, that was
start a little
stream, folks.
commune.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about it. Bye.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we can.
We'll stay with Jingle Jangle and fight brigands for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Jingle Jangle also, she gives you a little scribbled note, and on it is just one word, which is the name Clapperclaw. And she says, Clapperclaw is the guide. They hang around Downfall, and they know how to get to thither. But
How will we know who they are? Do you know what they look like?
She kind of looks a bit confused, as if like, doesn't everyone know? And then she says,
We're not from here.
Clapperclaw is a scarecrow,
Oh,
but
okay.
and they have clapper claws.
Of course they do.
And she makes pincer gestures with her hands.
Yep. Because Scarecrow isn't creepy enough. Why not give it claws?
What, like a crab? Or a lobster?
Like a clapper claw.
Like the definition. Which crustacean, damn it!
I feel like you asked for that, Asta, to be fair.
I'm picturing clamps from Futurama. The clamp!
He is now.
Oh my god, I'm going to have to learn that voice so that if you meet Clapperclaw.
Yes!
And yeah, so Jingle Jangle says, find Clapperclaw, and they can guide you to thither. But there's Granny who's in thither, and she's not nice. Also, Clapperclaw doesn't like Jingle Jangle doesn't like Granny.
Granny?
Is that Scabatha or the other one?
That's Scabatha.
Right.
Oh.
And so Televar says, "Oh, gosh, it's almost as bad as Bavlorna. I mean, you can tell they're sisters. I mean, they certainly don't look alike, but they're honestly, they're just as hideous as each other. That remember I told you about the Hourglass Coven? That's one of them, and they appear to have divided up Prismia into their own little chiefdoms. I don't know, but nobody seems to be able to get from one to the other. So if you can find this Clapperclaw bloke, I'm pretty sure that would be a great win for you, because you can at least get somewhere else, which."
Are you going to be able
And
to
you
get back to your court? All right.
Oh, yes. Oh, Titania has her magic is far, far superior.
Well, any help that she can provide from the external would be very.
Oh, well, I most definitely be reporting back to her, and I'm going to ask her to get an army together and come back. I mean, the woman put me in a cage. I think it's about time we taught her a lesson.
Absolutely.
Also, small thing for both of you. If you see a friendly-looking bugbear going by the name of Hurley, or a displacer cub going by the name of, I can't remember, Star.
Oh, that's such a cute name.
Can you let them know that friends of their brother and parent, respectively, are looking for them?
Well, certainly.
And give them our description.
I mean, I don't think I've ever come across any of those, but yeah, but certainly I shall keep a lookout. But yes, I must be on my way, and I must head back to the Queen. She will be most worried that I've been missing. If you don't need my protection any longer, I would take my leave if this is all right with you.
It was lovely to meet you.
Nerrigan will just quietly get up and just rub against him, and then sit as if nothing happened.
Right. Okay.
Well, I suppose you best be off then, really.
Well, yes. So Talibah is just going to look to Asta and just go, "Hey, what is he doing? What is he doing?"
Oh, he's saying thank you.
Oh, right. Oh, well, you're jolly welcome. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Actually, on
Thank you
that,
for all your help and information. We would be pretty stuck otherwise.
It's certainly illuminating.
As the rules dictate, I feel I must say thank you to you properly. So, if you would permit me, and Sir Talavar takes off his tiny sword, drops to one knee in his little dragon form, and holds up his sword to you, and says, "Your valor will not be forgotten."
Are you sure you don't need that?
No. The rules. I must reciprocate your kindness. So please,
Oh.
may this help you.
I think this
Your
would.
only weapon.
Asta will take it.
No,
and
so
I
I say,
think it
yeah,
looks
Nerrigan will have to take
comically tiny in his
It's
big
gonna look
hand.
like this pen.
So, Esther, in your hands, you hold Sir Talavar's sword, which, for you, functions as a +1 dagger.
Nice.
And he then says, I am most grateful, but I have no doubt I shall see you again. I shall seek you out with help if I can. See if we can clear up this awful mess and this whole bloody place is anyway. Right, and thank you, Jingle Jangle. You've been most hospitable. And Jingle Jangle just kind of beams from ear to ear and kind of nods. And Sir Talabar turns and flies towards the entrance, dramatically spins on his tail and says, "Tally ho, everyone!" and disappears out the door.
Goodbye.
I'm afraid that we must also be on our way. We probably need to find our way to Downfall and then see if we can find this market or our way to thither. Or at least some information as to where else we might be able to find ways to help these people.
Yes.
Be careful. With Bavlorna, she's bad, and she's got somebody must stop her one day.
That's the plan.
Maybe
It
we'll
is
set
the
her
plan, right?
And
That's
her
the plan.
sisters.
We'll see what we can do. We would like to get to Silbina, so if we can free her, maybe she can deal with it.
Oh, Sibilna's very, very powerful. I'm sure Sibilna can help.
Right.
Excellent.
Well, we have leads, my friends.
Which lead are we chasing first? Shall we head to the market?
Let's go to Downfall for see if we can find this
Okay.
market.
Exactly. And then we can find our not creepy at all scarecrow friend.
I mean, everything that we've met and seen so far, that's not really the creepiest thing we've seen.
No, but it's up there. And I've not even seen him yet.
I love that Mona has an irrational fear of scarecrows.
Of scarecrows with crustacean claws. I mean, that's, it's all right. I get that.
There's a lot of phobias that she didn't have to deal with are getting set off in this swamp hell state.
Mona thought she just had a phobia about leeches. Now she's like, there's a list developing.
Yep.
Before we leave, I think Asta looks in his pockets for a little while, and he kind of stoops down to be on Jingle's level, and he now it's not a key. I don't actually have any keys to give you, but I have got this. And he just takes her hand and puts like a really nice, smooth, like really smooth stone, like, you know, the ones that are really just nice, pleasing to hold.
Jingle Jangle's eyes go huge and they completely light up, and she stares at it and she just goes, for Jingle Jangle to keep?
Oh yeah, you can keep that one. Now you see, like, I like collecting things too, and don't ever let anyone tell you that that's weird. It's fine to have a hyperfixation. It's totally normal.
Okay. Jingle Jangle loves this. And she strokes it and she says, I will keep it with me, and it will make me feel safe.
Yeah, they're good for that. You just keep it in your pocket, and when you feel a bit anxious, you just reach in there and give it a little hold.
And she kind of holds it for a second, and then she throws her arms around you and gives you a hug. And then very quickly kind of lets go and steps back and says, Jingle Jangle is very thankful.
Well, you're welcome, Jingle, and we'll see you again, I'm sure.
Nerrigan will walk up to Jingle Jangle and sit and go, I do not like saying goodbye. I have lost very many good friends, and I want to see them all again. So, you are to give me a minute's cuddle and fuss, and then we are to agree that this will happen again at some point.
Oh, okay. And
He is very soft.
she gives you a bit of a stroke, and initially very sort of tentatively, and then kind of relaxes into enjoying this little bit of affection. But just, you know, like children do, where it's just that like single continuous stroke pattern. It's like
To the point where his whites of his eyes is like, okay, that's enough now.
yeah, that's
Please do take care of yourself, though. Make sure your tree friends stop anybody who you don't want being here getting in.
I am always safe here. The trees are good to me. So I'm
You should
safe
go out
here.
and say hi to them. They miss you.
I will go out now because I feel safer.
You have your special rock.
Jingle Jangle has her rock, and Jingle Jangle has her friends.
Also, in a few levels' time, Nerrigan might know Scry, so we can keep an eye.
Nice.
Good, because if anything happens to Jingle Jangle, I'm going to commit a real murder.
I will kill everybody in this room and then myself.
So
Right then,
guys,
shall we be off?
yeah.
Goodbye,
Cool.
friend.
Jingle Jangle literally stands at the door and kind of waves you off. Not with sadness. She just looks kind of cheerful and continues to wave as you kind of head down, watching you go. And as you head down, the trees once again kind of open and leave space for you to actually get down the hill. And as you get towards the bottom, where you first encountered the trees, there is a kind of what seems to be a gust of wind, and one of the willow trees, a bough of it, extends and rests on Asta's shoulder.
Asta
And-
puts his hand on it.
When you put your hand on it, you see it kind of unfurls a leaf, and twisted into it is a small key. And the tree just whispers again, just like a sort of words on a breeze, and says, "This key may be useful later on."
Okay,
And then-
perfect. I like it.
And then just withdraws and goes back to swaying in the breeze.
Now, everyone, I'm putting this in this pocket. Okay. So
I
later
suppose
on, when I can't find it, it's in
Wait,
there.
which pocket?
This one here.
Okay, all right.
That's where I
three
put the things I
three
don't
up-
want to lose.
across and 2 down. Okay.
That is so Narragain. Narragain? Asta, rather. The whole, everyone
I
else
mean,
must
I think
remember,
you'll find
not me.
Nerrigan doesn't have pockets. He has an Asta.
with pockets.
Look, my
Aster's gonna
memory's
make
not
me
what it used
goddamn
to be,
cry.
okay? And it wasn't that great to
Aster.
begin with.
Aster's
I'm
gonna
actually
make me
good.
fucking cry with all this adorable shit, by the way.
Oh no, he's so cute. Anyway, so you guys, which way are you heading? You're heading towards where they directed you to.
Northeast, wasn't it? Towards
so-
Downfall.
yeah.
Where they pointed towards Downfall. So you guys set out, and there is a definite sort of pep to your step as you go, having had a bit of a rest and had some food, and just had a chance to engage with people or creatures that left you feeling good after everything that's happened. You know, you definitely feel like you're a little bit more equipped to take on the day. You know, and you head back out, and it's not very long before Mona is cursing at the mud creeping up the side of her boots. But
It's not like they were particularly clean before, but this is silly.
well, they're not now. But they, you know, it is continuing to trudge across these thick, muddy waters, and it's not easy going. But you guys feel a little bit more equipped to handle it today.
I have a theory, by the way. If we concentrate on our destination, maybe we'll get there faster.
Oh, concentration's not my strong point, but I can try.
I mean, it's as good a theory as any, to be fair, in the Feywild.
I
Okay.
think Nerrigan's just rushing things around from what he's been told by the people we've met so far. And it's kind of like, maybe if you
Mona will
wish
join
yourself
in.
there.
She'll like try and focus.
So as the two of you sort of concentrate on the direction that you want to go in, you both definitely get a headache.
Mean.
So
Yeah, thinking too hard will do that.
Anyone got any
That's
fancy
why I try not to.
paracetamol?
yeah, you pick some paracetamol off a weird tree and you're fine. So how are you guys actually traveling? How are you walking? What order are you in, etc.?
I think it's Asta's turn to carry Nerrigwin.
But I just carried the dragon.
Yes, and Mona just carried me.
Well, why can't you carry yourself? You've got 4 legs.
Because I'll disappear under the water.
What?
You saw how
Alright,
it rises.
fine.
Let's be sensible here. Plus, I can see better from up here.
Yeah,
Alright,
I think
come on then.
Aster and Nerigwin are probably up front. I think Mona's behind them, mostly because Nerigwin is a laser death beam that is good to have at the front.
And because Mona keeps stopping to shake the mud out of her boots.
I'm not
And
saying
check
whether
for
I've packed
leeches
that spell today or
constantly.
not now.
So you guys carry on, and it's tough going as it has been, but you continue to make your way northeast. Thankfully, being able to navigate with the sun where it stays in the sky, and you carry on, assuming that you're heading in the right direction. Unfortunately, with the heavy fog that kind of hangs low across the swamp, it's very difficult for you to tell exactly where you're going, and you don't have much visibility, but you carry on going. Asta, would you roll me a wisdom survival throw, please?
Can
I was gonna say
I
saving
help
throw.
with that?
You can.
That is my strong point, just saying.
Or I'll give you advantage anyway.
Okay. Oh, good. I just rolled 2 3s. 2 of them. What is it with wisdom saving throws, by the way? I've just realised, again, this is a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, it's a wisdom check,
What?
but yes, you and wisdom check.
It's just
No, it
a
was
check.
a wisdom
Just
saving
a...
throw, wasn't it?
No.
No, this was a
just
check.
Oh, I thought you said saving.
No. Oh, what if you are cursed and we need to do something? Get you some sage or something.
In which case,
It's
it's even worse. It's a 6.
It's a
So-
6.
Oh, mate.
Cool. So as you are walking through, you've kind of got accustomed to keeping an eye out for the bog areas that look like they're going to suck you under, and you are kind of traversing as you go through. Mona, you notice as you're walking behind them, you notice that there are kind of areas where there's kind of these horrible gloopy bubbles that just kind of pop up from under the mud, which just makes it all the creepier. And you do notice that as they're walking ahead of you, they get to an area where there's a couple of these kind of huge bubbles sort of expanding on the surface of the mud. And Asta kind of walks past, and as he brushes it, you just see the bubble kind of go and kind of pop. And you don't really think anything of it, but it's really creepy and hideous. Asta, would you roll me a d8, please? Tell me what you got.
4.
A 4. So not long after you see this, Mona, you notice, and Neragwin, you would most definitely notice, that Asta starts kind of just jumping a little bit. And Asta, you notice very quickly that you have the worst case of hiccups that you have ever remembered having.
No, I hate hiccups.
Aww.
Are you all right there?
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. I must have, I don't know, swallowed air the wrong way. I don't know. How do you get hiccups even? I hate them.
Doesn't sound like you're hiccuping to me. So, Asta, you currently are hiccuping, and you... Oh, my cat Hiccup is now looking at me. Sorry,
You summoned me.
Rang.
I know, he literally just came in and sat next to me like that.
What, you called? What do you want?
So for the next hour, you continue to hiccup. So much so that you find it really difficult to actually speak a sentence without hiccuping. It also means that for the next hour, if you attempt to cast any spell that has a verbal component, you can only do so with a DC 10 Constitution check.
Oh my god.
What did you
Awesome.
do?
You also have disadvantage on all stealth checks made to hide, or be quiet.
This is Theo's worst nightmare, by the way. I absolutely cannot stand hiccups. If there's anything that drives me mental, it's hiccups.
Oh no.
So you guys...
I'll see Neragwin sort of like bobbing up and down occasionally on Asta's shoulder, and I'll be like,
he's doing that thing where you try and like, you know when you have hiccups and you try and like kind of suppress them a little bit. It's just like really painful.
So it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
I think Mona has to intercede at one point because Neragwin gets proper grumpy face. At this continued.
Do you know that someone had hiccups for like 36 years?
Oof. How I do sounds horrible.
I do actually think I would kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Just take my lungs. Don't need them.
Yeah.
Don't want
them. So as you continue walking through the mud, Asta continually hiccuping for the next hour. You feel like you're making decent progress, though. There is definitely a point where the water again starts to rise, but as you guys have become a little more familiar with it now, you find your way to an area where there appears to be a little more vegetation, so it's easier for you to walk and you don't get quite so deep in the water. But it is still slow going for you, and you still travel across this area as if it is difficult terrain. I would like you all, please, to throw me a perception check again.
Okie dokie.
19.
Nice. 14 from me.
12.
Cool. So you guys
Hard to
carry on.
concentrate when you're like this all the time.
I'm too busy counting the hiccups to pay attention to
Mona's so bored she's counting the hiccups. She's like, that's like 3,000 hiccups. Wow.
And occasionally there'll be one where I'm like, oh, that was a good one.
So you guys carry on walking, and eventually the water subsides again, as you've got used to by now. And you get to a point where you're in an area that looks a bit like a kind of clearing. It's still muddy, but there's a bit more space for you guys. And as you are walking through it, Asta, you are the first to notice that it looks like the mud has not started to kind of sink or anything, but actually looks like just before she notices it, that there is almost like a tendril of mud that wraps itself around Mona's foot. And Mona, you are now restrained.
Nope.
Do I have time? Because I noticed it. Do I have time to like grab her by the hand or something, just to make sure that
You
she's not gonna
can,
get pulled
but
away?
you can. It is already wrapped around her, but you can try and pull. And if you,
I just want to be holding her just in case something starts to pull her away.
Yeah.
Do I notice the thing before Asta grabs me?
No.
Okay, I'm just like, ah, what?
Okay, don't be alarmed, but something's wrapping itself around your foot.
Is it a lich?
Is it a snake?
Is it a snake lich?
I look down. Is it what is it? Is it just a vine?
It looks like mud.
Oh,
Ah, gross.
okay.
I mean, those shoes are ruined.
If I pull her, is it like tightening?
It doesn't seem to tighten, but you can't pull her loose. I mean, we can try with a contested strength roll,
Can I just like try and
but a
prise
simple
it
tug
off
doesn't
my foot?
work.
So I can't just like peel it off.
Nope.
Okay,
You
I'm
if
gonna
you'd
try
like
and
to
pull it
try,
harder,
you can,
yeah.
but it's fairly fast. Okay, so you would have to roll a contested strength roll.
Okay.
Against mud.
20.
Oh!
Nice.
So you pull Mona, and initially nothing happens, and in a surprising moment of kind of strength exhibition, Asta kind of goes, takes a breath, and then yanks Mona, and your foot comes loose from the mud, and you are free of whatever it was that was holding you in the mud.
I immediately get my sword out, by the way. I'm just pointing it at it. Like, oh no!
So,
Nope.
as you pull Mona loose, you look around, and all three of you see that it feels like the mud is moving slightly.
That's
And
just horrible.
there is a kind of a slurping sound as 5 small creatures that look like they are made from mud appear around you. So if you would like to have a look at Roll20, I am going to place you guys in the center, and you can put yourselves in whatever order you are in, and I would like you to please roll initiative.
Ooh, Roll20's had an upgrade.
Oh, you mean a dark mode version?
Yeah, and just
Sexy,
the
isn't it?
buttons and things look just a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
Yes, so these creatures begin to rise up from the mud. And so you guys please roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
I gotta move there.
Oh, I have a plus to my initiative on this character. That's amazing.
Oh!
I have a minus. Fun.
Oh, hang on. There's something.
Let us get the tracker out. You are a cleric, correct, Ergun?
I am, yes.
So there is a thing to give advantage to.
I was going to say, I have Vigilance Blessing, so I think as this thing is... Would you be all right if this thing, I will touch Asta and give Asta advantage on their initiative?
Yeah, that is totally fine.
Because I rolled a 4.
Yeah.
You rolled a 4. Okay.
It's not a wisdom saving throw, Theo.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I'm not very good at initiative either.
I know.
Oh, great.
I am teasing you.
I always seem to roll low on initiative too.
Cool. So, now, where is the
Do you want me to mark up?
initiative tracker?
It should
on this now?
be. I think it's the same. Oh, that's a very good point, actually. Where have you put
Oh,
it?
there we go. Found a turn order. It's fine. It's
Okay,
a little
cool.
thing. So, let us roll initiative. Do you guys want to roll in Roll20? Your tokens are there. You should be able to move them, I believe.
I've already rolled mine on D&D Beyond.
Oh, I'll take that.
Oh,
I
wow.
got a 17.
That's 17. So let's add Asta. Right. Asta, you got a 17? And Mona, you got
A 10.
Mona. All right. So, there we go. Right, Nerigwin, if you guys are happy where you're placed, otherwise you can move yourselves slightly to where you would be in that center area.
I think I would be there because I think at this point Nerrigan will hop down because there's no point kind of all being in one place.
Muddy paws.
It's more the drowning that was worrying him, to be fair.
I mean, that is a worry. So, Nerigwin, it is your go.
Oh, these are nicely spaced out, aren't they? That's going to make things a little tricky. I will cast. Let me just do a quick measure. Okay, I will cast as an action. Nerigwin's eyes flash in a way that you've seen happen before. The little moon appears on his forehead momentarily, and then similar symbols, but in negative, appear on this one. Oh, hang on, change my. This one, this one, and this one. And I would like them all, please, to make me a charisma saving throw.
Sure. So, this one down here. Oh, actually, I can do that on here so I can see it. Charisma saving throw, yeah?
Yes, please.
Excuse me. That is a 2.
Cool.
This one here as well.
Yep.
Okay. That would be an 11.
Okay.
And the one in the top left, you said, yeah?
Yes, please.
And that would be a 10.
All of them fail, and all of them are under the effects of Bane. If they make... so if they make... attack rolls or saving throws before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw.
Nice. How long does that last for?
A minute. Yes, it's concentration.
So 10 rounds.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool. So let me just add little icons to them so that we do not remember. I do not forget, rather.
To be fair...
So, Chris,
going
if you
on?
can just make sure you remind me of that.
Well, do you want me to roll those d4s when they do stuff? Yeah.
Yes, please. That would be
We'll
most
try and remember
helpful. Cool. So that is your action, correct?
Yes, and bonus action. That's it. I don't think there's anything else I can do at the moment.
Okay. Cool. They will all go on the same initiative roll. So they are all using that, which means it is their turn next. So The one that is nearest to Neragrin, having felt something take action, is going to move forward towards Neragrin and is going to make a melee attack.
Why would you attack a kitty?
That's a 21 to hit.
-3, which is not going to make that much difference. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And that is 6 points of damage. Bludgeoning damage.
Ow! Ow! Okay. They're not messing around. Okay, these ones you can definitely stab Mona. Ow!
Oh no.
This one here will come down towards Asta and Mona. And this one, it sucks itself up, and you kind of see it looks like it's kind of almost taking in mud. And it gets slightly bigger, and then it just belches this sort of viscous mud onto Asta. Asta, you have to roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
8.
Let me just check.
So you've all got spare characters, right?
Ah.
Can I play Eugene?
So, Asta, you are restrained by the mud. It wraps itself around you, almost like binding your arms to your body, and you are, in fact, restrained.
Oh, that's horrible.
What symbol can I use for restrained? Let's see.
Sad face.
Sad face.
Does that mean I can't
Can't move.
attack, or I just can't move?
No, you're not. Restrained,
You can't move. You are not incapacitated.
Okay, yeah. It's what I thought.
Paralyzed.
Let's use a little net. There we go. Cool. This third one here is going to move forward and try and attack Mona. Well, no, that's what the 5 to hit.
I think you'll find it's a 3 to hit.
Oh,
Oh, that does hit.
thank you.
Yeah.
And
Small
these
victories.
two are going to move slightly forward, but they will both stay out of distance from
Cowards.
you. And let's have a quick look. One of them is going to start to do the same thing. You see them swelling up as they sort of suck up mud, and they're going to belch it forward at Mona. And that is a 7 to hit.
Nope.
Oh, no, sorry. That you've got to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh. Still no. 15.
Cool. So the mud kind of flies towards you, and you kind of sort of steel yourself ready for it to hit you, and it literally just shoots past you and lands, dissolving into the mud right next to you. And the
I
last
hate
one
mud. I have a new phobia. It's mud.
is going to move forward, and the mud almost seems to kind of coalesce into like sharp points, and it tries to smack at you and slash at you with a 7 to hit.
Oh.
Okay. Cool. So that is now Asta's go.
Okay. Asta will. I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Shillelagh on my staff. So you see his staff start to like have a faint like blue glow to it. And then for my action, I will cast. I'm gonna cast Entangle.
Ironic.
Okay.
Yeah. To play that game.
Yeah.
It's a 20-foot cube, so I want to cast it here. I think it will only get this one, but this 20 feet is difficult terrain, and this one will have to make a strength save.
Sure. Where are you casting it?
I'll cast it like here, so it's a 20-foot cube.
Okay. So
Is it
I
at
don't
range
think
or is it from yourself?
Good
Because I think you can cast it wherever you want to.
yeah, if it
Yeah, I
says-
can cast it wherever I want to.
So you
Okay,
could,
so then-
if you want
yeah,
to,
you-
cast it there and get all three of those.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if we
Oh,
have a
so
look-
it goes. I don't understand cubes.
Aw.
I thought it was just
overrated.
four
It's all
squares. 'cause
about
that's 20
spheres.
feet.
Yeah, but if you did it from here, it'll be 2 squares that way and 2
I
squares
see.
that way.
I see how. Like in my brain, it was just.
So
like
you
20
could
feet,
actually
basically.
get all 3 of those.
Okay, cool. I'll cast it in the middle then and get all three.
Okay.
I think I
And
would
they-
end up thinking the same as you, Theo.
And they must roll a strength saving throw.
Yes.
Okay.
What's my
The
DC?
one at the top, it is a 9.
I think we just lost Charlie.
Oh, crap. The one at the bottom is...
It's a DC 13.
Okay, so the one at the top fails. So this one fails. The one at the bottom was a 15, so that saves. And the one on the side here is a 7. So what if they fail?
So if they fail, they are restrained.
Interesting.
They can use their action to make a strength check to free itself. Do I also get to do that at the end of my turn?
Yes.
Cool.
So that's your action. Have you got any? Oh, your
Yeah.
bonus action was Shillelagh, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so now, and also like that is now difficult to
Hi.
Sorry, so you guys just froze for quite a while, and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I dropped out. Give it a refresh.
That's fine. That's a smart thing to do. You just missed Asta giving them a bit of their own medicine.
Yeah. So loads of like vines and like weeds grow out of the ground and just kind of entangle their muddy little legs.
So that little square is difficult terrain.
Yes.
Perfect. Cool.
Cool. Well timed, Mona. It is your go.
Can I make a strength check to try and get
Oh, I
rid-
beg your pardon. Yes, it's the end of your turn,
yeah.
so yes, you can.
That's 4, so that's fine. I'll just stay.
Get comfy.
You're
Quite
a little,
cozy. It's like a weighted blanket.
you're
need
a
some
little
new
wrapped up in
dice.
that mud.
I don't need to move. It's fine.
Cool. Mona, it is your go.
I think the one just up from me, but that's in reach of me. I'm just because I'm pretty sure I've already got my sword out because I brandished that thing a minute ago.
Yeah, you said you'd have your sword out, so
Yeah, I'm gonna swipe at it with my great sword.
okay.
My big boy. Da-da. Cool. That was a 2, so it's a 7 to hit.
Unfortunately, it does not hit.
Nope. Weird that.
What do you have anything you'd like to do with your bonus action?
If it's restrained, do you get advantage?
That's a very good point. I actually don't know.
I'm just gonna look.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys look it up.
Yeah, attack rolls against the creature have advantage,
Cool.
and
So roll
that
again. Mona.
creature's attack rolls also have disadvantage.
Nice.
Well, it was a 9 this time.
Wait,
it's-
hang
Well,
on.
I tried.
Is Mona restrained right now as well?
No.
I think
Okay.
so.
No, it's just me.
Is she?
No.
Okay.
No, because
Well,
Asta pulled me
Chinese
loose
day.
from that one that tried to get me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you, Asta, and 2 of them are. So Mona, your second attempt also missed. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is really annoying because those hits should be good as hell.
I know. Naragrin, it is your turn.
Oh, lovely. Bit of a rock and a half.
If you would
Lacey.
please stop licking the mud off your paws and do something.
Actually, I took damage, so I need to make a Constitution saving very quickly just to make sure Bane's still up.
Yes,
It's
please.
a 16, so it's fine.
Yep.
I have very limited options because after my telling off yesterday, I packed very little defensive magic.
Damn it!
Oh dear.
There's a lesson to be learned, and I feel like it's not mine.
But I always carry this, and he will make a low purring sound, which seems to reverberate through the ground. And I will target the one in front of me. It's going to be sensible,
Mm-hmm.
and I will cast Toll the Dead. Can I have them make a Wisdom saving throw, please?
Wait, do I still have hiccups?
That's a 2. No, you wouldn't have had
Okay.
hiccups.
Oh, they're gone. That's a
It was
2.
only
Yeah,
an
no.
hour, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was only an hour, and you've been walking for a while. So
Please let
that's
me
a
roll.
2.
Okay. They take 8 damage.
Ooh.
8 points of damage. Wow. So let's knock it out. That would be okay.
Lovely.
That's your action.
Yeah. I think as a bonus action. Sorry, guys. I'll be quick as I can.
Okay.
I may cast Shield of Faith on myself, giving me a +2 to my armor class. Actually,
Nice.
that's a concentration spell. No, I won't do that because,
Okay.
yeah, that leaves my friends in danger. So I will do nothing. I will wait.
Cool. Which brings it to their go again. So the one in the top here, which still has Bane on it, is going to attempt to spray mud. Actually, let me just check that. No, it'll have to move down. So it's going to move down here and is going to attempt to spray mud all over this small purring cat that it sees.
Why are you doing this?
So you have to roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
I
Chris.
do I?
Please tell me you're quite dexterous.
I'm a cat. It's a natural 20. A 23.
Yes. So it misses. Well, it sprays at you, and as cats do, Neragwin just kind of slightly turns as if he's a little bored, and just misses. The entire thing goes right past and just splashes into the mud next to
What an inconvenience.
Fair.
it. Indeed. The second one in front of Neragwin is going to attempt to just hit you with a melee attack.
Who does that to a cat?
That would be a plus. That would be a 4 to hit.
4
no, it
does.
won't. It's a baned as well, so it would be a 2.
I better roll it for you.
Okay.
Please be 0.
It's a 3 to hit.
Oh.
The one up at the top here by Mona is also going to attack just with a normal
If they roll
melee.
0 to hit, do they
At
just stand
disadvantage.
there and think that they've hit, but they haven't? Like when you dream that you wake up and brush your teeth, but you haven't actually done that yet.
Yes.
Okay.
That would be a 6 to hit with disadvantage.
This is the one by Mona.
Mona.
I dignify that with a roll. It's a 3.
And this one here is going to, again, try for Mona because they saw that sword. That's an 11 to hit Mona.
Which one is that?
This one over here with the Bane.
That is a 7 to hit.
Okay.
Still no.
Wayne's
the
going to
last
make me
one-
take this spell off. I know it.
This last one over here, as you guys are watching it, you see it just basically slowly sink into the mud. And
Oh, I don't like that.
you can no longer see it.
Great. Cool and great.
Right, that brings it to Asta's go.
They can try and get free from
Thank you.
the grapple.
Okay. 12.
That's a DC 13.
Okay, so that one is still grappled, and the other one is the one that just basically slumped away, as far as you can tell. So then that becomes Asta's go anyway.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the one nearest me in front of Neragwin with my shillelagh at disadvantage.
Because you're restrained.
Yeah, that's a 10 to hit.
Not enough, I'm afraid.
Ah,
Um,
slippery.
Nerogwin took damage, correct?
Yes.
Yes. He's looking quite beat up.
Okay, I will use Balm of the Summer Court, which is my druid thingy.
Ooh.
So as a bonus action, I can restore HP to one creature I see within 120 feet.
Damn.
You have a pool of d6s.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
How many do
And
you have at your
remembers
level?
his druid.
I have 2 at my level, but I can only use 1 at a time at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
So you get 4 HP back, plus you get 1 temporary HP as well.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Hell
That's
yeah. How's Nerogwin looking now?
A lot healthier.
Good.
And I'd like to break free, please. Well,
Yes.
try.
Oh,
Try.
break
great.
free.
Try.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It was a natural 1, so no.
Oh no!
Absolutely not.
I think Asta manages to cast this spell on Nerogwin and sees Nerogwin looking a little perkier and happier. And Nerogwin, Asta is sort of really quite pleased that he managed to do that for Nerogwin. So much so that he turns and sort of steps right into more of the mud that was sort of right there.
Yeah, that tracks.
Oh my
So,
god.
Mona, it is back to you.
Okay. Well, I was gonna heal Nerogwin, but now Nerogwin's looking a bit better, so I'ma chop me some mud.
I love that we're oops all healers.
Oops all healers! It's either oops
Yep.
no healers, oops all tanks, or oops no all healers. Yes, I shall attack the one just down from me. So nearer
If you attack the
Yeah.
other one, you'll get advantage, just saying.
Oh, really? Okay.
This one
Yeah,
here
that
is
one's
restrained, so you would
Oh,
get
okay.
advantage.
Cool, yeah, I'll go for that one then. I'm gonna use real dice.
Yeah, he's all wrapped
Digi
in
dice.
vines and stuff.
What was that? Okay. That's better. It's 21 to hit.
Oh, yes, that most definitely hits.
That feels more like a Charlie roll.
Get him.
That's better.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Charlie.
get him. Get him. Okay, so that's a 2d6 plus 3, so 10 damage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like big swords, and I
you
cannot lie.
strike this thing with your sword, and as you're sort of slicing towards it, you realize that you're trying to hit mud essentially, and you turn your sword slightly so that the flat side hits it,
Smack it!
and you literally see this spray of mud go shooting
Like
across.
a shovel.
And as it like a shovel, and as it kind of regains its muddy form, it looks visibly smaller from the impact that you had knocked half of its mud out.
Nice.
I just used my sword like a baseball bat.
Yep.
Just whacked it.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. That would make it Nerogwin's go. Mona, unless there's something else you want to do with your
No,
bonus,
because I'm
or
using
to
a
move.
double-handed weapon. I don't have 2 weapon
Gotcha.
fighting, so.
Nerogwin.
Nerogrin. Well, it worked last time. Let's see if we'll have another Toll of the Dead on this one in front of me, please.
Yep.
A wisdom saving throw. And -4 from your total, please.
Oh, that was a natural 20. -4 would be a 16.
Oh, yeah, he does beat it. Nothing happens.
Sorry.
That's all right. Happens. Yeah, no, it doesn't take half damage or anything. It's a cantrip.
Sorry,
Charlie's taking
viciously
damage.
Kicked. Yeah, I just got kicked.
Is that it,
You're
Nerogwin?
making too much noise. That's the problem. Yeah, I think so. Because I would have had to use both my paws to cast that spell. So I won't be able to do a bite and scratch.
No.
No, I think it's fair. Yeah, I will take whatever comes up.
Okay. So, mud methods to go. So, the one in front of you is going to try and basically smack you with a 7, and it is Bane still.
I mean, I'm not going to roll for that. It's below my
Yeah.
armor class, so
Okay, I'm rolling really
I
well.
presume I was just being mean before.
The other one, which is also around Nergrin. Oh, yeah, that's a 13 to hit.
That also will not hit. Just tings off of my
Oh, wow.
buckler.
Oh, and it's
Nice.
baned as well, so it wouldn't have hit anyway. This one here near Mona is going to try and... in fact, that one's going to try and breathe mud all over Mona. Mona, I need a dexterity saving throw, please.
Ooh. Okay.
Does not like.
No. Ah. Oh, my dex is so bad. That's a 4.
Dear. Mona is also restrained.
Oh, cool. Cool.
This is going very well, guys.
Well, I mean, it's straight rolls for all you guys over that side, isn't it?
Right, and the last one, which is up here, seeing Mona restrained, is going to definitely just try and take a smack at her. And that's a straight roll because they have advantage and disadvantage.
So it evens out nicely.
That would be a 2.
Weirdly, no.
This is going very well.
Oh, rolls tonight.
Shocking.
This could take a while.
Yep, I
Hope
can't
everybody's comfy out there.
I mean, with that first sort of attack seemed to do all the damage for everyone, apparently. Right, so that means it is Asta's turn.
Nerrigan will remember that.
There's not really a lot I can do.
Smack him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just try and smack him, I guess, at disadvantage.
We've got 3 spell slots each. It's like
Use the flat side of your staff.
stick it with the pointy end.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll just try and hit. No.
Never mind.
Okay. Mona, it is your go.
I would like to please try and get free of this
Oh, yes, of course.
restraining. Please. Come
Please
on.
do.
It's strength, isn't it?
No, dexterity.
Dexterity? Okay.
Dex.
7 then.
Nope. Yeah, it's a dexterity saving throw because it's basically moving around and trying to kind of hold you in place.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Right, yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay, so then it would be Mona's go.
Can Mona use her sword while she's...
You can use your
Entangled?
sword, but you do have disadvantage.
Okay. All right, I will try and slap the one.
But if you attack the
Stop
one that's
from me.
restrained, it will be a straight roll,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's the one I mean. Okay, good point. Yeah, I'll attack that one. For feck's sake. That is a 9.
Unfortunately not.
Are you sure?
Damn it.
What's
Yeah,
going
no,
on with
pretty
us
sure.
today?
Which brings it back round to the mud methods already.
Excuse me?
You don't get a go now.
Do I don't
I
get
beg
go
your pardon.
anymore? No. See, I told you Bane would upset him.
There you go.
You're out.
Your turn. I pushed the button wrong.
That's all right. It happens. I would like to toll the dead on the one in front of me, the one that's taking damage, please.
Yeah.
Can it make a wisdom saving throw? And
Sure.
I will bane it as well. -4.
But it rolled a 4.
So 0.
So it rolled a 0. So it very
Okay,
substantially
D12.
failed.
Something big, please. I feel like I need to take a photo of this because
What did
12?
you get?
I got a 12.
Oh my god.
Whoa!
So, in the interest of honesty, I will send it through.
I believe you.
I believe you.
Wow.
We can't
So-
roll this shit and be lying.
I know, who would be making this up? So how does your Toll the Dead look? It's your purr, yes?
It's this deep rumbling purr that goes through the soil and kind of seems to start shaking the very essence of this thing. So any cracks that are formed from it from the damage from before just kind of stretch out and kind of take through it.
I love that it's your purr. That's so cute.
The vibration kind of starts, and you see it looks like it's just kind of moving and wobbling a bit, which it does anyway. And then you start to see it kind of almost starts to pull apart. And it looks like it's literally being pulled apart by two different things. And there's just these strands pulling on each side of it. And when it kind of reforms, again, it looks visibly smaller than it did before.
Next time.
What does do you have a bonus action you want to take?
All my bonus stuff will knock out my Bane, so
Okay.
I'm not casting it at the moment.
Right, it's back round two of the methods. So the one in front of in front of Neragrin is going to try and hit. Oh my god, with a 5.
5 does not.
I'm glad you're rolling bad as well, because that'd be really unfair.
That's one thing, I guess.
The second one,
The dice are just as tired as we are.
the second one is a 14.
14 does not hit, no.
Jesus.
I wear leather armor, I very quick, and I have shield.
This one at the bottom in front of Mona is going to take a slash at Mona, so to speak. Oh my god. That would be a 5 minus something.
I'm not minusing if I know it doesn't hit.
And the one at the top, which is rolling with disadvantage because it's restrained, is going to attack Mona for... Oops.
I'm restrained as
Ooh.
well.
Yes,
though.
it's just a straight roll.
Oh, okay. Well, in which case, it's a 19 to hit.
I shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, it hits.
Okay. And that would be 3 points of damage. As this mud seems to kind of almost sharpen as it slashes through you, almost like a sort of paper cut hitting you.
Ow!
But high level D&D, you kind of have these wonderful epic battles with like lots of moves and things like that. We're a bunch of larpers splashing in mud right now.
Yes, we are. In like a school
hitting mud with the
football
flat
field,
side of a sword.
No offense to larpers, because it's a wonderfully fun hobby and I love it. But I've done it myself and I absolutely adore it. But it ostensibly from the outside your imagination, it kind of looks a little bit like we do right now.
I know. Right, which brings it back around to Asta. No, yes. Hang on, who was that?
That was you
Just the
hitting
methods,
Mona.
yes?
Yeah, it is me.
Sorry,
it is Asta.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
Is
pitch
it going to pull yourself out and run away?
Are you jumping off a dragon at any point?
No.
We've only met one dragon. He was a bit small for it.
I would... Yeah. Asta would have crushed him. I would like to cast Create Water.
I
And
like
I
where
would
this
like
is going.
to make it rain. Make it rain. I would like to make it rain. I can do so in a 30-foot cube. So I'd like to get them all rained on, and my hope is that will make them smaller.
They must be water soluble. They're mud.
Mud, when it's wet, it dissipates, right?
Yeah,
I like the logic.
there is
I
a
like
certain
the
amount of logic to this. I like it. Nerrigan's going to hate it, but I like
Yeah.
it.
Oh no.
Okay, so how do you have to roll to cast that?
No.
You could just cast it
Yeah.
Amazing.
in a 30-foot cube.
Yeah. You create
Oh,
up
no,
to
we're
10
gonna
gallons
get
of
so
clean
soggy.
water within range in an open container. Alternatively, the water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range.
So you would definitely get them all.
Yes, now that I understand how cubes work, I...
Okay. I tell you what we'll do. We will, because it's definitely not in the rules. What we will do is, I will say that they all have disadvantage on their
Okay.
attacks, for any attacks against any of you guys, because they are struggling to keep themselves together as the
Does
rain
that
comes
mean
down.
that when we're trying to escape them, we get advantage?
I will give you advantage with that, yes, because I like that idea.
Yeah.
Right, so I would
Okay.
like to try and break free then,
Yeah, go ahead.
because I don't think I can do anything. As
You can
bonus
roll
action.
with advantage.
Cool. Come on, dice. Wait, I'm going to use different dice.
Smart.
Okay, that's slightly better. So I've got a 14.
A 14 will work.
Oh,
Yes.
So
Finally.
Asta is no longer restrained.
The sweet taste of freedom.
Sweet movement. Cool. Is there anything else you want to do?
I don't think I can do anything else. No,
Uh,
I'm done.
Okay. Mona, you're up.
cool. I guess I'll try and hit the same damn one again.
This one here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And is this because that one's restrained? This is a straight roll, isn't it? Because even though I get disadvantage. Okay, cool. Cool.
Yep.
Hey, that's a dirty 20.
Yes, it definitely is.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. That's 13 damage.
Oof, nice. So you slice through this one, the one that you've already slapped the hell out of. And you literally just see more of it kind of falls off, and it looks like it's struggling to pull itself up into a kind of a shape to attack, but is visibly smaller and thinner, and almost looks like it's struggling to keep itself in shape.
But it's
But
still bloody there.
it is still there.
Can I get my
It's got some hit points.
dex? Can I try and escape my bullshit, please?
Yeah, with advantage.
I couldn't remember what it was, so that's what it is now.
Whatever this bullshit is.
This bullshit.
I'm done with it.
14.
Yes, that succeeds.
Yes.
So you are no longer restrained.
Oh.
Cool. That means it is Neragwin's go.
Okay, why didn't this guy just die?
I know.
I know, right?
That's really rude, actually.
I know, that was a lot of damage I dealt him. I will do the same. A wisdom saving throw from our friend here.
This one?
No, the one I hit before. One
This
in front
one?
of me. Yeah.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yes, please.
That's a 5.
A 5. It fails, and it takes 7 necrotic damage.
7 necrotic damage. So again, you guys see this sort of purring noise start, and you now know that this kind of vibration is going to happen, and you see it. But as this thing kind of pulls apart, it literally just starts throwing pieces off and dissipates into a bubbling mess of mud that seems to just absorb into the mud at the feet of Neragwin.
Did we actually get rid of one?
Stops moving.
Oh my god.
There's one that went missing, so that's a bit worrying. How are Asta and Mona looking?
Mona's good.
Asta, you looking all right? You're muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, I haven't been hit.
You haven't been hit. Okay, cool. Well, if you're both looking fine, I will save my spell slots. Yeah. That will be my turn.
All right, which brings it round to them. So this one in front of Neragwin, having seen what has happened, is now panicking a little and doesn't seem to know who to hit first. But is going to attempt to go for Neragwin again because they now feel like Neragwin is the bigger threat here. Wow. So that would be an 8.
No, it does not hit me.
I hope you weren't planning on any other narrative gameplay today.
This combat was just no, stop, please stop.
Convenient.
Oh my god. So this one in front of Mona rolled a 3.
No.
And the one that is restrained in front of Mona rolled a 12.
Nope.
Jeez.
Bien trois.
Okay. So, let's see if there's anything else they can do.
Cry.
Crying is a free action.
I did forget something, but that is...
There should be a motivational poster.
It is.
I think it is somewhere in D&D.
Okay, so Asta, it is back to you.
Okay, I'm just going to try and wallop this one in front of Neragwin.
Okay.
Roll for wallop.
Go for wallop. Go for wallop.
That's 20 to hit. Dirty 20.
Yes, most definitely.
Your
hits.
dice makes such a good noise when you roll, by the way.
Donk.
It's really satisfying.
The 8. For 6 damage.
Okay. It definitely looks like you've knocked a bit of mud off it, but it's certainly still standing.
That's good.
And that is my turn.
Cool, Mona, you are up.
Cool. I'm going to try and finish off this stupid one. Just up from me.
Okay.
I'm sick of it. Still just there. It's 10 to hit.
Advantage.
Advantage because it's restrained.
Yes, because I'm not restrained anymore. Oh, thank you, Theo, you champion. That's 16.
Yes, it hits.
Delicious. 14 damage. Does that finally kill it?
You take a swing at this, and literally the impact is a satisfying thwack, and there is just mud sprayed everywhere. There isn't even a small mound of mud in front of you. It is literally just sprayed across the rest of this sort of muddy battlefield. What I do need, though, is I need you to please make a dexterity saving throw, Mona.
Did you want me to make one from the one that I killed?
Well, you did need to, yes, but I forgot. So
That's right, I'll roll it now. It's fine.
Okay. 15.
that is fine.
I only rolled a 10.
Okay, the saving was an 11. So Neragwin,
no.
the mound of mud that falls to the floor, as it falls, kind of splashes onto you, and you find yourself restrained and sticking down to the mud in front of you.
That's just
Even
rude.
when they're dead, they're a pain.
I know, right?
Methods are horrible. Like, all methods are horrible. Like,
Yeah.
fun fights, but
What is
horrible.
it? What are they called? Methods?
Methods.
Methods. MEPHIT.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that would then make it Neragwin's go.
Right, so I think this one next to me, I'm not going to get into fighting, but I did see that Asta hit it, so I would like it to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Sure.
-3 from the roll, please.
Holy crap. 9 minus 3, so 6.
Cool. D12 big dice. 5 points of necrotic damage.
Cool. That one looks like it's taken damage. It's still standing, but it certainly feels like it has taken damage.
Cool. Is it a dexterity saving throw to get through, or a strength one? For
It is, yes.
Dexterity.
Dexterity, please.
Cool. I will try and break free. That is a 17 to break free.
Yep, you absolutely do.
Nice.
I want to break free.
So Neragwin shakes as only a cat does, and the mud flies off it onto pretty much everyone. But Neragwin is now free of the mud that was holding him.
It's just
down.
more sort of
Yeah. I love that. Cool. Nerrigan, anything else?
Everyone's looking okay. No one's looking hurt.
I got a couple of bruises, but
Do you need a
nothing
little bit of a
to worry
heal?
about.
Or leave it for now
Alright.
then. If
I'll
you
be
start,
alright.
tell me if you start looking rough.
Oh well. There'll be a lot of moaning and groaning.
So this method is going to turn slightly and is going to attack Asta. Finally, with a 15, but it is still baned, Chris.
Thank you. -2 from that.
So 13.
Just hits.
It hits.
Not
Okay.
quite. Sorry.
Damn it.
And you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alrighty.
The one here in front of Mona is just going to move up and trying to intimidate Mona by kind of pulling itself up to its muddy height, and is going to try and attack. But
I realise
does
that
have
one's still-
disadvantage.
And baned as well. So -2 as well.
So it's a 14 to hit.
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I got 16 armor class.
Okay, and it's back to Asta.
Turns out, Bane might actually be better than Bless.
For groups like this, it's good.
But hashtag blast.
I will just attack the one in front of me again with Shillelagh.
Yep.
That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah, most definitely hits.
And 10 damage.
Oof. That definitely looks like it hurt.
Oh no,
It kind
11. Sorry, 11.
Ooh!
it kind of loses its kind of shape a little bit and almost looks like it's going to fall over, and then kind of pulls itself back up, and sort of just pulls these sharp little claws out looking towards you. But it's looking a little rough now. Anything else?
Nope.
Cool. Mona, you are up.
I'ma smack it.
Go on.
Go on, get it. And this one's not restrained or anything, is it? This is just a straight roll.
No, this one is baned, but that's when it
That's
rolls
against
against
me,
you.
isn't it? Yeah.
This one broke free, didn't it?
That's fine. That's 18 to hit.
Oh yes, that's a hit.
10 damage.
Nice. So this one, sort of standing, trying to face up against Mona. Mona just looks straight at it and brings her sword round from behind her and just whacks it. And it loses a definite bit of mud off the top of it, again trying to regain its kind of shape and ready to fight you.
Am I just going to have to keep chopping it down?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Nerrigan, you're up.
I am going to toll the dead on this one in front of me, please. Can I have a wisdom saving throw?
Sure.
-2 as well, please.
Oh my god, wow. You can see this in the chat, I think, in the Roll20 chat. That was a 1, a natural 1. So it most definitely doesn't save.
Is it like a -1?
It is a -1. It does take another 4 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. It is still standing, but it really does look rough.
Damn these things!
You can see it's trying to kind of pull mud up from underneath it to kind of almost reform it. But as the mud is kind of falling off it, you can see that the shape there is almost like a little imp, but very skinny and thin and covered in mud.
Creepy.
I regret my life choices.
I should have been a doctor.
Having done that, this little thing is now panicking and it's going to lash out at Nerrigan with a 13.
13 does not hit.
Okay.
I love how tough you are for a little cat.
It's
the
just
second
I'm
one-
hard to hit. That's the thing.
The second one's
Yeah,
going to go
true.
for Mona with a 17. Oh, but it's baned. Chris, do you want to roll?
I do. I put my d4 somewhere I didn't expect to. 4, please.
Wow. So that would be 13.
No.
Okay.
Dinner.
Asta, you're up.
God, will these things just die already? God.
I mean, it's kind of been prolonged a lot by as much as I didn't take any massive offensive spells this time.
Yeah, you
No, I
could've
don't
just-
really have a lot either.
Like, you can't just Hadouken them anymore. You just have to
Yeah.
like.
Level 2,
Whack them.
flaming sphere and spiritual weapon. This will be a very different fight.
Oh my god.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and hit the one in front of me again.
Mhm.
15.
Yep, it hits.
Yay!
So that is a six damage.
Yeah, as you strike through it with your staff, you just literally split it in half, and just when you think it's going to reform, it literally just falls into a pool at your feet.
Thank
And
God
then
for that.
you see slight bubbling, and it explodes. And I need
Oh right, yeah.
you and Neragwin to roll a dexterity saving throw, please.
17 from me.
You save.
12.
You save.
Oh.
It's an 11.
I hate
to save.
baddies that have a last minute little death
I know,
blow.
I love it.
Oh, I don't know, but DMs, they're really good fun.
Yeah. Mona, it is your turn.
Smack it.
Get it,
Smack
Mona.
it. Smack it, wreck it.
Go on, get
Pop
it.
it. Pull it. Push it.
Pop it.
Well, that was a 1, so.
Oh dear. Mona, unfortunately, as you swing, the mud beneath your feet is a little treacherous, and you kind of slip in elegantly and miss it completely, and then try to kind of save.
Elegantly.
Oh yeah, and then just try and kind of save yourself by like leaning on your sword, looking kind of nonchalant.
Meant to do that.
Clearly. Neragwin, it is your turn.
I think you can guess what I'm going to do at this point. Could I have a wisdom saving throw from the remaining one?
Sure.
One of them just.
Neragwin, shut up. That was a 19.
It's a 15, but it's still enough to beat, I'm afraid, so nothing happens.
Okay.
No. Okay, cool. That's it. That's my go.
Actually, it is the methods after you. For some reason, I've taken them off the initiative.
Yeah, you probably targeted
We were
them.
hoping they'd be dead by now.
We killed the one you used to target.
Probably.
They're like,
And
no, we're
appar-
done.
and
We're
apparently-
done.
And apparently,
Yeah,
Mona
this
has a
takes too long.
64
Nice.
initiative. Wow,
I'm okay with that.
I'm doing really well today.
I go before they're even born.
Right, so the method is going to try and strike Mona the Great, who has a 64 initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is an 18. Chris, do you want to roll your Bane?
Of course I do. It's a 3.
Yeah, it doesn't hit.
That's a 15. No? Okay. Esther, you are up.
Right, I'll just. I will. I can't move myself for some reason, but I will move and attack it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna come, somewhere near there. 22
Yes. Most definitely is.
and 6 damage.
6 damage. Cool. This one is also looking a bit rough now. You can
bloody
see
better
it's
be.
definitely kind of struggling, but it is trying very hard to face up to you, although panicking slightly as it feels like it's getting surrounded. Mona, you are up.
Smack it. As is tradition.
Mona's like, for God's sake, just finish it.
Go away!
Did you want to
11
move
to
round?
hit?
That was.
Too late.
No, fair enough.
I feel like because I've already said it. 11, will that hit? I can't remember.
11 hits.
Oh! Yeah, because I forgot about flanking.
That is difficult terrain though, so
That's
I don't know if
true.
you can move through it.
That's 13 damage, though.
13 damage. So Mona...
2d6s plus 3.
Yeah?
Nice.
Mona, looking at this, is trying desperately to sort of get rid of these things and end this, spins her sword around and smacks it, and just with fury spins around again and just keeps hitting it, and this thing just disintegrates into a splat of mud. As
I feel like I'm proper overhead.
totally,
Yeah.
as she overkills a puddle of mud in a
I'm
dramatic,
stamping on it. I'm punching it.
in a dramatic and slightly obscure, really odd way. So yes, the remaining method kind of dies, and you all have to roll. Oh no, Mona and Asta has to roll dexterity saving throws, please.
10.
Asta?
8.
As this final one explodes, the mud splashes on both of you, and Mona, initially, you just think it's from your excessive pounding of the mud at your feet as you're trying to get rid of it. And then as you turn to try and move to go and talk to your companions, you and Asta realize that you are both restrained by the splashed mud and are now standing stuck together, side by side in the mud.
Oh, come on.
Nerrigan is currently off to one side washing himself, trying to get the mud out of his fur.
Oh, don't trouble yourself, Nerigwin. It's fine.
Oh, it's no trouble, I assure you. This is horrible. What am I going to
Well,
do?
Asta-
What am I going to do? Lean on you?
I don't know. That took a long time.
Yeah, they were resilient little things, weren't they?
Yes. Is it too late to go back home?
Yeah, yes.
Actually, it is
Yes.
completely too late for us to go back home.
Substantially too late, yes.
Okay.
It was pretty much a one-way trip, unfortunately. Well, that was hideous.
So, what do we, I think Mona's nudging a bit to just be like, what do we, I mean, no offense, Aster, you're lovely, but a bit of space.
What if we try really hard to run in opposite directions?
Yes, cartoons have told me that ends well.
Yeah. Okay.
Totally. Could both roll a dexterity roll for me. Just a straight roll with your modifier.
I rolled a 4.
You both brace yourselves and take off in opposite directions. These 2 7-foot and plus beasts in the middle of this mud field, and you both run in opposite directions at full force. And all that happens is that both of you literally do one of those pedaling things as the mud just spins under your feet. And you do that for a few seconds before you realize that Nerrigan is killing himself laughing at you, as neither of you are going anywhere.
Nerrigan has found a
Hey,
rock.
don't laugh. You're stuck here. If we're stuck here, what are you gonna do?
Wait until you finish sorting yourselves out. This is funny. I mean, maybe it'll wear off eventually.
Eventually!
Why don't one of you help the other, and then you can both help each other, the other one out after that?
Yes, okay. I will help you, Aster.
I will not make you roll for it. With some maneuvering, you do eventually help each other to pull free of this mud that seems to have this ridiculous sticky kind of nature to it. And you walk yourselves off the mud patch.
I really want to make a gif of us trying to run.
I know, totally. And you eventually get free, pull yourself up to the side where there is some vegetation, and you take a seat, gathering your wits about you and trying not to feel mortified and embarrassed at what just happened.
Bit late.
Is it still raining?
The rain.
Oh God!
The rain in the cube would have. Well, it will stop shortly because we have had 10 rounds because they went quite quickly with all the rolling of ones.
Pathetic fallacy. Us sitting there defeated in the rain, covered in mud.
Well, yeah.
I think I was trying to keep. I was trying to keep count, but I think I lost track. So maybe I owe you a Bane free round sometime.
That's fine. It is no problem. So with that, you guys sit feeling a little sorry for yourselves and a bit bedraggled, but also starting to realize that perhaps the Feywild isn't going to be quite so free of conflict, and it wasn't just Neragwin who has moments of violence in this place.
Murder.
I have to say, maybe tomorrow I'll pack something a bit more explosive. Shall I?
Yes, we could have done with your murder beams.
Yesterday you said it wasn't a good thing for me to do. Today it's a good thing to do. I am getting some very mixed messages here.
I
Very
didn't
I mean,
know
these
there would
things
be-
attacked us. The other thing hadn't
We're
actually
going
done
to
anything.
steal something from you. That's pretty
Yeah, but they
bad.
hadn't actually done anything yet, and we could have, maybe, who knows? We could have maybe dealt with it another way. That's all.
used
Like,
our charms, our decadent charms, to
Yes.
charm our way out of that.
Right. Well, this was muddy.
Oh, there better be somewhere else in this stupid realm that isn't a mud puddle. Apart from lovely hill with talking trees, I want a place, just some patio, anything that isn't mud. Is that so much I'm fine.
I mean, how much patio do you have in the Witchlight?
So much. So much.
Are you a circus or traveling salespeople?
I'm not selling the patio. It's for me.
Fair enough, I suppose. So, I've
right, well, can we
decided-
get out of here before more of those things turn up?
I'm fairly certain one of them ran away, so we probably
Yep,
should.
let's go before it wakes up.
So you,
Also, that Pavlova person definitely getting an indication that I don't like her or what she's done to this place. So,
Pavlova.
Isn't that a dessert?
Pavlova. I don't know.
We'll have Pavlova on the patio.
I love Pavlova.
Pavlova on the
I've written Pavlova down.
there's the name for this episode. Pavlova on the patio.
Patio?
The patio.
It's got to be on the patio.
Pavlova on the patio.
So you guys,
It's a very middle class podcast.
you
Street.
guys wipe off your muddy implements and try and shake off some of the mud that has splattered you from these annoying little beasts. And you get ready to head, excuse me, in the direction of where you were told that the Soggy Court, or where the home of Badlorna is. So, as you set off, we shall leave you there, ready to make your way to possibly somewhere with a patio.
I mean, the soggy court doesn't
Edible.
sound much
No,
like
I-
it will have patio.
Doesn't sound like it's setting us up for success, that name.
Not really. Right, well, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody who watched and stayed with us through this bizarre episode.
Well, we took 6 Christian years to kill some mud.
To kill a couple of imps.
Yeah. Is that like twice as long as a normal year?
Yes, totally. and a hell of a lot less fun. So yes, thank you very much for everybody who joined us. Thank you for everyone who's in the chat. I fear we may have lost some people with the inanities of this episode, but
I think we're fine.
They
I
are
think they're
weak.
used to us. They're used to us by now.
We had a lot of fun. I'm sorry that you've arrived late, but we will, of course, have our replay up on YouTube next week. So please keep an eye out for that. We'd love you to follow the shenanigans today. The only thing left to say is thank you to everybody for joining us. We have had a wonderful evening again, as nuts as it is. Thank you to our friends who are in the chat. Thank you to the wonderful cast of Wicked Game. Please go and check out Wicked Game. Their new campaign is starting tomorrow night, and it looks utterly amazing. So please make sure you follow them and give them a watch tomorrow. It is going to be insane. So we're very excited about that. And thank you also to our friends from Dice and a Slice, and to everybody who has followed us, who has given us a follow on Twitch. We so appreciate it. We are, I think, 3 people away from 100 followers on Twitch, which feels insane considering that we just wanted to start this to have some fun with some friends. So we wanted to say thank you very much. We appreciate it so much. And if you know anyone who may enjoy us, please let them know so that they could give us a follow and we can reach this fabled number of 100 for no other reason than because it feels really cool and exciting.
Nice number.
It also doesn't mess with our OCD so much having a nice round number.
Yes, a round number. So on that note, I will not drag on anymore. I would just like to say thank you to my cast, and I shall ask them to please let us know where they can be found, starting with Theo.
Hello. Yes, you can find me on the internet at, if you wish to, at most places at theoblue.jpg or on my website theoblueillustration.com. There are links to everything there. Yeah, that's about all I have to announce. Oh, I'm at MegaCon at the end of the month. So if you're going to be in Birmingham or nearby the 26th and 27th of this month, yeah, come to a cool convention and say hi.
Absolutely. Thank you, Theo. And Charlie, please let us know where we can find your amazing work.
My stuff is at charlievince.com. My Charlie spelt without an E. And there is where all my social media links are and my shop. And I don't think anything new is going on at the moment, but there's still some good goodies in my shop. And to quote the chat, great strem. Today was a great strem.
That feels
Great
about
strem.
half of the course
That's
today,
right, yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
Lots of
good game.
strem.
Great strem.
Great strem, everyone.
It was awesome though, even though the mud things can get to Feg. It was very fun. GG.
GG is all around.
GG's all round. Also, Theo, I'm enjoying your queer perch on your chair right now, by the way.
Look, I'm queer and neurodivergent. I cannot sit in a chair.
I don't know. I'm queer and you are divergent. I don't know how chairs work. What is this witchcraft? Chris, would you please tell us where we can find you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me on Instagram at Chris Mepham Art, Mepham MEPHAM, and the same name but RPG at Chris Mepham RPG on Twitter. Also, if you like the artwork for the characters here, they are mine. I created them with these wonderful people around us. My commissions are currently open, so if you are interested in creating a character with me, please just drop me a line. I have some slots open, and I would love to talk to you about what you would like to create. Would you like to mention Sunday, Wayne?
Yes, on Sunday we are back with some other heroes. As we are now weekly, so please join us on Sunday. We will be back at our usual time. You can find us on this channel, the twitch.tv/someotherheroes. And as I said, please let anybody know who you think may enjoy having our craziness on in the background while they do things on a Sunday or a Tuesday evening. We would most appreciate it. And please give us a follow on the socials, etc.
Yeah, Mum, get everyone at work to follow us.
And hi, Charlie's mum.
Hi, Charlie's mum.
Hi, all the mums.
Hi, Colleen's mum, if Colleen's mum is here.
Indeed. And again, thank you, everybody. It means so much to us to have you here as well. My name is Wayne Fick. You can find me on most of the socials as WayneFick01. And I appreciate you very much. Thank you for joining us. Please love each other and take care of each other. And we shall see you on Sunday, hopefully. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye.
Love you
Bye.
all.
Bye.